Yo, what is up, you crazy mofos? How are you doing tonight? I gotta find a oh shit, right here. I gotta find a bottle opener. I got these seltzers, and they does this thing have a bottle opener? They're in these bottles, which is stupid because you have to open them like a beer just to drink a fucking seltzer can or a seltzer that doesn't have alcohol in it. See, they're Mexican too. I'm kind of regretting this. I just wanted to try them. They had them at Walmart, and then I was thinking, do I really want Mexican water? Like, is Mexican water like a good idea? Why am I paying for it? Like paying to get diseases. So yeah. Anyway, Benny from the block is going to join us. He's here, actually. I'm going to bring him up in a second. And Grady's Gear is going to come on for a little bit as well, probably around 10 or so. And yeah, so let me bring Ben on. Yeah, what up, dude? Oh, can't hear you. You're muted.
There we go. Good to see y'all. It's been that kind of day.
Sorry, I don't know if I did that or you did that.
Just been fighting. It was me. I've just been fighting technology today, but we shall prevail.
Yeah. I got some Mexican water, baby. Mineral water. Seems kind of dumb to me, actually. I like the Italian stuff. I'm a fan.
Hope you got some toilet paper.
Right?
How's everybody doing today?
It's pretty good, though, but I don't really need it in a glass bottle. A little bit overkill for a guy who drinks 12 of them a day, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
Shirley Temples all around. Nice. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, you guys were awesome today on the Tall Boy drop. Thank you very much.
Ian says, can we ever get Donnie on instead of Ben? Tell me how you really feel, Ian. Sure. By all means.
I think we did one time.
Donnie does Jacob Van Cleve, Uncommon EDC. He does his stream this week. He was on, I think, yesterday.
Does he do that every month or just?
That's kind of a newer thing we've been doing, but yeah, the last couple months he's done it.
Just a tip?
Yeah.
Thanks, Luke. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys for picking up a Tall Boy or sharing it or whatever. Yeah, that was crazy. So thank you. What'd I miss? What'd I miss? Yeah, Ian didn't mince words there, did he?
Nope. No, sir.
He's like, get rid of this fucking guy.
I don't know how you guys put up with me.
Mullet strike. Potential restock. Yeah, we'll reorder them. It's not going to be right away. It takes time to make more knives, and I'm sure, the dealers might want to, change it up, or maybe new dealers want to try it, an exclusive or something. So we'll see. But yeah.
What's on the horizon for Divo, Kev?
Well, we actually have a slip joint dropping next at TPK. We have the nip slips. These are finally dropping. So we have 3 versions. This one's the orangey one with orange dark matter. There's a purple one with purple dark matter. And then there's a blacked out one with glow dark matter. I should have all the versions next week once Austin sends them to me, and then I'll make a video and start talking about them. And we have custom slips for each one. We got like 25 made for each one, so people who want a fancy slip with it. And we did 3 different makers on the slips, which is cool. So Northwoods took the orange one, Duty's Daggers took the purple one, and then Sage Grouse did the black one. And he did like a few different versions. He did a couple with glow in them that looks pretty sick.
Oh, really? What glows? The thread?
I think here I'll pull it up because Austin, Austin, he's already got pictures and shit.
He's in the chat.
Oh, all right. Well, hell yeah. Hell yeah. What up, Austin? So Divo for these nuts. Hold on, let me it's pretty cool. I'm sure he has a Jack Wolf page too, but he's got a Divo page, which is kind of dope. But I don't know where to find the page actually. Is it under here somewhere? Shop knives. Yeah. There we go. Look at that shit.
Yeah.
Look at that shit. Oh yeah, there. Nip slip in 13 days. So there's still a few lushes left if anybody's interested. He sold the 80s tall boys in like 2 minutes. Which was
80s is a win.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, for anybody watching at home.
Oh, it's got glow in the dark paint on the slip.
Yeah. Giving away a 80s tall boy tonight. That'll be the giveaway. That was Colin and I and Austin and all the dealers saying thank you for the great support today. So we're going to give away an 80s tonight. Let me pull this back up though. Sorry. I was thinking 80s on this would be sick, but we came up with, it's been like a year since we ordered or whatever.
I like the dark matter one, man.
With the glow. I don't know.
Yeah, it's paint. It's glow in the dark paint on the dots.
Huh. It's cool as hell, though. Looks good.
Oh, looks great.
I've never had one of his slips. Oh, the thread glows too.
That's cool.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, I asked Austin to send me one of these to, promote the thing. $100 for the slip. Damn.
His stuff's more expensive, but his material is a lot more expensive because like twice as thick or more.
Because it's more expensive.
Exactly. And he does all that those patterns are pushed in by hand.
No, totally good. I've just never had one. So that'll be cool. It'll be my first time handling one of his slips. And but yeah, he did 1, 2, 3. He did 5 different versions. So I guess he did 5 each.
5 of each.
These 5 versions.
Nice.
Yeah, and then Duty did these purple ones to go with the purple knife.
Like violet.
Yep. And then the one I showed you already, Northwoods did these. So those two I think are $40. And then these are the knives. The glow one looks fucking crazy.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, definitely got that idea from you.
The glow one.
I'm just trying to see how many people. We got 92 people. That's pretty
Can't
cool.
remember, but I think you did the glow first like a year ago, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just happened to see it at Blade Show when it was brand new, and then I immediately ordered it. So
yeah,
I knew it was going to be. I knew it was, I mean, there's no sure thing, but when he lit it up at Blade Show with the when he lit it up at Blade Show with the blacklight, I was like, damn.
Good old is that the new trend on the Pornhub these days? Friendly stepmom in the dryer. Can't get out. Oh, look at that. My junk's hanging out.
Oh my goodness.
Tommy says, I want Zircuti hardware. Do you have more? No, man, I wish. But I double checked. I did order more. So I asked Kubi, they're making some other stuff for us. So they're going to make nip Zircuti kits for the original nip. And then they're going to make, I think I ordered like 15 or 20 more sets for the tall boy. So we'll get those in the next, month and we'll do a drop. Drink Water says, I'll get a tall boy on the cheap on Blade Binge. Someone won't like it.
It's a buyer's market in the secondary, no doubt about it.
Yes, sir. Although I don't know, those might hold value because they went so fast. People are going to be looking for them for a little bit.
Yeah, it's just, when the newness factor wears off and someone wants to get a different knife, that's when things get sold.
Yeah.
A dude named Robbie Mills, who's a big time collector. He's in all the groups. He's a stud. Anyway, I saw he made a post on Facebook today, like, what's going on in today's market? Posted 3 knives for sale at a great price, like perfect condition, and not a single message. It's just like that out there in these streets.
He must need that money.
He buys and sells a lot,
I know,
he's one of those guys.
He posted them like the same day,
no, I'm not. I don't know if they were knives he just bought or anything. He was just commenting like it's slow.
Yeah. Kev, I had a lot in my live earlier saying they wanted more of Black Pearl 80s and wondered if on the reorder you would do some mix of smooth. Yeah. So when we reorder them, we're probably going to do more without the milling because I actually really like the ones without the milling pattern on it. Look sick. I like the ones with the milling too, but they do look good without it. So we'll probably do, a mix of both. That'll be easy. And yeah, the Black Pearl, that was my bad. I kind of miscalculated on that. TC Blade Smithy became a YouTube member. Shout out to you, man. Thank you very much. So with the nip drop last year, we did the same configurations. That's why we did purple and the Black Pearl this time on the tall boy, so the people who had that could kind of get the same one. And we had like the same amount of each. It was like 100 or 150 of each last time on the nip, and the purple went like instantly. The Black Pearl sold out pretty quick too, but the purple was the one everybody was asking about later and whatever. So this time I doubled down on purple, and we got more purple, and we only got like 50 Black Pearl or something. And in my head, I thought we had more. So when I sent out the review samples, I sent the same amount of purple and Black Pearl. So it got promoted the same way. And yeah, so that's why. I think if it had been even, it probably would have gone the same way. Like the purple would have been the one, and then, so you live and learn. But yeah, we'll get more Black Pearls next time or something similar.
What's Black Pearl? What is that?
So Black Pearl is, do I have one? Oh yeah, I have. This is the Fireball, but same stuff. That's Black Pearl.
Who makes that? Camo Carbon?
Yeah. Yep, Andy makes it. You've never used Black Pearl?
No. Is it kind of similar to Dunes, but Camo Carbon?
I guess. Dunes?
Black Dunes. That's a fat carbon. Oscar, chill out.
Is that this one?
I don't think so. I don't know what that is.
I couldn't tell if these two were the same.
Those look very.
Yeah, but I think Camo Carbon or Fat Carbon has. They had one called Black Camo or some shit. They might have changed it after Camo Carbon came out, but
I've never done one of the all black ones. The only all black I've ever done was Glow, and it's only all black.
Yeah, we really like the Black Pearl. We've done it a bunch of times now. Let me see. It wouldn't be under Dark Matter. Let me share this. I'm looking up Fat Carbon. I think Grady just showed up. Give me a second, Grady. I'll grab you. Forge card here, Black Camo. See?
Yeah, it's a different one than what I was thinking.
I think that's what I just showed you, though.
Yeah, that looks like what you just showed me.
Which is, it's extremely similar to Black Pearl. honestly, it's probably the same stuff. They
Yeah.
probably just, they each make it slightly different, but probably the same exact process or something. I mean, it's crazy how similar it is.
Yeah, look up Black Dunes. That's a different one
You know?
on their website.
Yeah, well, their website kind of sucks. Hold on.
Just type in the word dunes.
Oh, I typed Black Dunes.
There it is. Yeah, it's
yeah, I
different.
don't like that. That's like the raindrop shit that QSP uses. Not a fan.
It's a little bit more contrasty than the other one.
Like,
I like
this
it.
one versus this one. I mean, this one's way better. For me, I would say.
Sure.
It's like a little bit more matte colored. I like matte versus shiny. It could be the lighting of this picture, though.
Yeah, their website does leave a thing or two to be desired.
Yeah, it's tough to get that stuff
no doubt
photographed perfectly, but I like Andy at Camo Carbon because, like, with the purple and the electric blue that we've done recently, I asked him, like, can you get more color in there? And he was like, yeah, dude, I'll infuse more color or whatever for you. And he did. And to me, like, that's awesome that you can do that with Fat Carbon. I mean, I've never talked to them, so I don't know. But I feel like it just is what it is, and you order it. And lately, when I get Fat Carbon, like buy knives or whatever, I tend to get these stupid white spots in it all the time. Yo, what up, dude?
What's up, guys?
Christopher, what's up, man?
What's up, Benny?
Oh, there's Don.
Long time no see, bro.
I know it.
How you been, bro?
Good, man.
Yeah?
Time's ticking.
Yeah. See, you got any knife coming out tomorrow, man? Congrats.
Thanks, man. Yep, I got them here. We can play with them in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Oh, dude, congrats, Kev. I saw the tall boy sold out in like 30 minutes today or something.
Hell yeah, dude. That was awesome.
Dude, that's sick. Oh, I carried the your nip light today.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, dude. I was so shocked at the freaking the action on such a little knife, dude. I was not expecting.
Kubi killed it on those.
I've never owned anything from Kubi before, so that was
that version is dope too.
Yeah, dude. I was surprised that like I didn't really think anything of it when I got it. I was like, oh, I'll just go with the gray, and then everybody was flipping shit over the gray.
Yeah, we ordered the same build for the mini growler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have the same gray with purple, and then we did the same black G10 with stonewash one too.
And you got a slip joint version of this coming out too soon, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's the one I was showing earlier. It's coming out in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I like that pop of orange on the collar. That looks awesome.
Yep.
Ooh,
yeah. We had to do aluminum for the orange collar. The other ones are tie.
Oh, that don't bother me at all.
I'm fucking tired of shit.
Yeah, dude. I just got off work, ate real quick, took a shower, and then hopped on here. It's been a long day. I've been up I was at work for like 12 hours.
Yeah. My kid had us up. Had me up at like 3 a.m. and then the dogs were being fucking weird. Like the one dog was like rolling around, like trying to play and shit at 4 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? I let him out at like 2. And I guess he just had to go out again or something. I don't know.
Last like 2 weeks have been busy, dude. Birthdays, man. Colt's birthday, then mine. We just had a lot of family over and stuff like that. And then work is starting to ramp up because holidays are coming. So yeah, everything's starting to ramp up now. Yep.
Where are you working? Is it like a shipping thing?
Yeah, I work for the Home Depot warehouse now. Yeah, but it's they got different ones. This one's just a fulfillment center, so we don't
like
deal
the
with
online
anything
store.
It's just online. It goes direct. It's like Amazon, but for Home Depot, it goes directly to your door.
You have robots and shit?
Yep. I deal with robots all day long. Disrespectful as fuck, dude. They'll run right into your ass. They will, dude. I've knocked over like 6 of them.
How big is that place, Chris? Is it like a gigantic building?
Yeah, it's huge. I remember when they were building it, like it was nothing but like a cornfield from where I'm from. And I was like, I wonder what they're going to put there. And then I saw what they were building there. And I was so overly done with the warehouse that I was at. I was there for like 8 years and applied for there, had the job, put in like a 4-day notice, dipped and took a 2-week vacation and then started working there. And,
how's it going so far? How long's it been?
2 years now. I just
Oh, wow.
passed my 2-year mark there. It's not bad, but it's like any other kind of like retail. You know what I mean? Like it was really good the first year, but they're making a bunch of changes and it's starting to be like any other retail. Like you're not dealing with customers, but you're dealing with retail. You know what I mean? Like it's sucks when you deal with retail. Like they start making up new shit every week. There's a different rule, and then they make up another rule that contradicts with the first rule that they tried to. And that's where it's like pissing people off because it's like, well, you just told us this thing last week, and now you're contradicting that to make up another rule. And so it's one of those. But overall, though, like as far as warehouses, because I've been working warehouse work for like almost 14 years, I would recommend it. Like this warehouse, I would recommend. As far as all of them go, like it was the best one. As far as like how they take care of their people and stuff like that, it's probably the best.
That's good.
Like physicality wise and stuff, I don't have to kill myself physicality wise. It's not like selection and stuff like that. I worked a lot harder for a lot less, and like robots, the job's 85% done for me. The only hardcore thing about it is I gotta walk like 30 miles a day. So when I get home, my legs and back are done on concrete all day long. It's just
yeah, that sucks. But that's good for you, like health wise.
Health wise, yeah. It helps maintain
you gotta get some of those shoes that are good for
need some Hokas.
Dude, that's all everybody wears there, man.
Oh yeah,
that's all everybody wears there. Yeah, and I'm like
There's a couple other brands that are good like that too. I can't remember the names, but
yeah, dude. I wear when I get home. I have those what are they called? UFOs, the slides for athletes to recover in or whatever. My dad gave me them because he liked them. They're like $80 slides, and I would not buy them. And my dad had them for him, but they didn't fit right, so he gave them to me. I slip them on as soon as I get home. They're supposed to help with like arch support and shit. And I wear those. But yeah.
Robbie Mills got kicked out of the Brian Brown Knives Facebook group. Interesting.
I saw what y'all were talking about the market thing earlier. I've noticed that it's kind of slow too, but I always feel like it's like that this time of year every year though, because
it's been especially brutal. The past like year, I feel like has been the worst the knife market has been in a long time.
The knife world, the EDC world is like far more than what it used to be. There's so much more shit, dude. Like you got groups for fidgets, you got groups for custom flashlights now, you got groups for titanium pry bar. There's so much shit. Groups for RE patches. Like there's a bunch of saturation.
No, I mean, I think it's more to do with a couple of years ago, like when I got into it, it was right before COVID, and then COVID hit, and then all this, like people had all that COVID money that they didn't earn.
Yeah,
well, a lot of people weren't traveling and they were home too, so they were saving money, not going out, not traveling.
Well, that's true, but I think it was like a perfect storm. The COVID stuff, and then people like it's when the government gives you money. Guess who pays for it?
All the rest,
You do.
everybody.
We pay for it later.
Yeah.
So, now we're paying for all the money and all the shit they've been giving away for the last few years. So, people don't have as much money, and that's what happens. Hobbies are the ones that take a hit. People don't have as much expendable income,
Yeah, man.
so I think that's why the secondary market in particular has gone, to shit.
Oh, for sure.
Also, too, it's become, someone mentioned it in the chat, like the proliferation of the scammer has been insane.
Oh,
Like it went from like something you kind of heard about. Oh, this one guy got screwed. Oh, now it's like,
then you get scared to purchase.
like 4 out of every 5 offers you might get on something you post for sales, probably from a scammer. It's gotten to the point where it's ridiculous. And, seasoned guys know how to not get robbed. But you get a guy who comes into the hobby and gets taken for, $250. Like, I'm never buying on the secondary ever again.
I feel particularly blessed that I've made like a lot of friends in like the secondary market and stuff like that, to where I have like an abundant, quite a bit of like vouchers and stuff like that. And, I'll be like, yo, look, I have a channel. So like, even if I were to fuck you over, like you could put me on blast, like I have a sense of vulnerability there. You know what I mean? Like, so I always try to be kind of straightforward in that manner. And I'm always the type of guy that's like, I send pictures, and I send pictures at the post office. I send pictures of it wrapped or whatever, how they're getting it, to make sure that the address is
you're not the guy people got to worry about. What happens is it's gotten so sophisticated. Guy, he'll get someone's existing profile. Like they figure out passwords or whatever to get a profile. So, your first glance, it looks okay. And then the price is real good. And so then because the price is good, you let your guard down because you're excited. So now you're in your happy brain and not your thinking brain anymore. And it's just a numbers game. Like we send out, we attack 150 people a day. If we get 4 or 5 of them, then it works.
Yeah.
And people get burned. Like I'm in that EDC go and no go group on Facebook.
It's so
what
obvious.
An eye opener.
Yeah, so am I.
What an eye opener.
You gotta talk to people. Like
I know, dude, but you're seasoned in this. Like some people don't know how to go about it, and they just like take it at face value. And listen, if people didn't fall for it, the scammers would go away. They wouldn't even bother. But they're getting people left and right.
Neb, I don't know. Sorry, I didn't actually test that one out. I put it on the titanium one, and I posted a reel on Instagram so people could see. But I didn't test it on the black one. The thing that I don't think it would go well with this teal green camo carbon though. I think Zircuti would look kind of weird with that. So let me skip
I tell
ahead.
people all the time, if you're gonna buy on the secondary, you buy the seller. You don't buy the deal. You buy the seller.
And the price is always a giveaway. If it looks too cheap or too good to be true, it is.
Right.
Unless you know the person and they're just giving you a deal, that's fine.
A bro
but
deal.
Then you know the person,
Exactly.
But then you're buying the seller because you know the seller.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. That's the key, I think, is at this point, you should know enough people that you don't need to buy from people you don't know. Or if you can't get vouchers from people, like if there's not 2 degrees of separation between you and this person, I just wouldn't trust it. If you don't have a buddy or your buddy doesn't have a buddy who knows this person, then just don't do it.
Right.
It's not worth the risk, know?
Yeah, because now they've got networks of vouchers. So like, okay, they got 150 accounts. They're all in the same groups. They're vouching for each other. They're
Well,
photoshopping pictures.
These idiots are sending screenshots. They're like, hey, here's my vouchers. And they're like, it's like a post from a year ago of people saying that they're, and it's like, when you see that, just walk away. Like, it's obvious. Here's one for you, Ben.
More of the fixed EDC in Ultim. Those, you know what? I haven't checked in a while, but that was the only one that was still in stock. They might all be gone by now. Well, if we do more fixed EDCs, I'll probably do all different handle materials because that's typically what we do. We don't ever make the same thing twice.
I am hoping for next month is October. I'm hoping for the Vampire Jack next month. That is what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm holding out for. I'm hoping for the Vampire, bro. That's what I'm
holding out for.
What
about a mini vampire?
Or a mini vampire, yeah. I'm holding out for it.
Or a locking vampire. That'd be wild as fuck.
That'd be cool.
Do you think that the hand, like the pattern, like the handle pattern?
I think I just guessed it. It. It's gonna be a locking vampire. I'm calling it right now.
Hey, Brian's here. I got a transparent knives. I got a brand new Shiro F95T for like 200 cheaper than market from a guy on Facebook named Salad Fingers, making his first sale ever. Worked out great for me. Got a good deal. That scared people off. You like to live dangerously.
Yeah, you can also get great deals. I mean, that's a good point. And maybe you look at it like you win some, you lose one. You know, you lose one every once in a while, and that's okay because you're getting great deals most of the time, you know.
Just
Neb, I don't think any of the other colors look good. I would just stick with black. It looks sick, dude. I love this one. This one is I'm keeping this one, and I'm keeping the purple one. The titanium one went to Colin, giving away the 80s one tonight, and somebody got the black pearl one away from me. So let's see.
Dude, now you got me stuck thinking about like a mini version.
Mini vampire. I just want a mini of anything because I like smaller. Tom from Notorious EDC hit me up and he sent me a couple of kingpins. He sent me they actually had a lefty front flipper. Sure,
I got one.
Yeah, it's fucking sick, dude.
It's cool, isn't it?
It's good. And I think this is a second batch of the kingpins.
It is.
The spring is a little stronger. This thing is dude, it's really goddamn good.
Every time he's done one of his drops, dude, I'm like at work and I miss that.
I love the size. It's like feel good size, which is my favorite. It's really nice and slim and small. Yeah, great. If you can get one of these, this thing's fire. But what the hell was I gonna say? What were we just talking about? Oh, we were talking about the mini vampire.
I think you're talking about small knives.
Yeah, and then exactly. So like I like this size, you know. So I'd love to see a little bro size of everything, or the mini. You did the mini cyborg, right? Am I crazy?
Yep.
He did
mini
that.
cyborg.
Yeah, he did a mini cyborg.
Yeah, that's the one with like the best walk and talk ever on a slip joint. So I would love to see them all be mini.
Well, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't see you doing 3 runs of vampires 3 years in a row. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just thinking because I'm like, it's October.
I mean, I guess if they
sold
makes
sense
the last
to me,
2 times, and you would do it.
It makes sense to me. I'm like, it's October. Vampire Jack would make sense.
Well, it's got to be something Halloweenish. But
that's what I'm saying. It makes sense to me. That's what I'm going logically in my head.
He could do a bunch of versions of something that look Halloweenish. You know,
what's more Halloween?
Or he could do a locking vampire.
Yeah.
Or I could do something totally unrelated because that's what you expect. So what is he gonna do? That's the $1 million question.
Locking vampire. Locking. Check, guys. Put me in the locking vampire category right now, and we'll see what happens. Do you want to show the Benny?
The Benny
Benny
slips? Sure.
slips?
I want to show you guys some of these bomb leather slips.
Oh,
Ooh.
is that shark?
That's gator. So that's antique alligator.
So
And these,
how old does it have to be?
no, antique like the color. You know what I
I'm
mean?
kidding.
That's like what the name of the color is. These are suede lined on the inside. That's why you see the stitching on both sides. And
Are these on your site?
yeah. And these open like more on one side than the other. That's like Piper Robertson, one of her trademarks.
Oh, this is
So-
a specific maker. It's a lady, Piper
Yeah,
Robertson.
Piper Robertson. That she's in Oklahoma. Her husband is Tim Robertson, and he's a custom slip joint guy.
Wow.
So he makes custom slip joints, and she makes dope leather. Honestly, these are. It don't think it gets any nicer. You know what I mean? Like these have that beautiful leather smell when they're fresh. It's all supple, and then you have these exotics. They're
That
$100.
looks
They're worth
good.
it. They're worth 150.
It looks dope.
So I paired that with Starburst because the bronze kind of works with it.
So the screws are bronze titanium?
Yeah, bronze ano.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
dope. Fred, the Fireball's dropping in October sometime, mid-October or something like that. You'll hear plenty about it.
Wipe the fingerprints off so you guys listen to bear with me.
I like that Starburst.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
sick. Somebody posted it today, and I was like, damn.
I was
Is
trying
it-
to figure out what anodization the screws were in the picture. I couldn't tell. I was like, is it bronze or is it like the purple bronze? I couldn't
Bronze.
tell.
I mean,
Okay.
Bronze can look bronzish purple if the oil from your fingers is on it or
Yeah.
whatever.
and all any anodized titanium, it really changes in the light, first of all.
Mm.
And all the colors are kind of in between colors anyway.
Right.
There's no like pure colors with this ano, really.
Right.
Okay, so that's that one. So this one had
It's extended
has
orange.
stone washed flats and belt satin bevel.
Yeah.
Number
Sorry.
one. Now, we'll do this one last. Okay. That's elephant.
Rhinoceros. Oh, okay.
Elephant. Yeah.
Dude, where is she getting this? Like, how
So
do
people ask, they're all responsibly sourced. All the hides come with like a CITES certificate, CITES
so
or
she
something
went
like
to
that.
Africa and shot these animals and
No, but she gets
Poached them.
they go to these like shows, like a knife
Okay.
show, but it's like a leather show. And then the distributors come and they have these giant hides and they're all vetted because you can't they
Yeah.
want to make sure the stuff's not being poached, obviously.
dude, that's dope. How thick
Sick.
are they though?
They're thick. Well, so here I'll show you. Like
I like
these do not feel thin, dude. They're perfect because you have the hide on the outside and then you have the lining on the inside. So thicker than Troy's, but by like 15%, something like that.
Okay.
really?
I mean, look at that. They're not super
That's
thick.
impressive, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So they're not like, I'm not going to
It's-
feel a huge bulge.
you got-
Okay.
Oh no. I don't want to say these are my favorite, but I love them. Let's just say
Dude.
these are sick. Look at this.
I just
dude.
want to sit there and say, yeah.
How
I
big
know
are
what
they?
elephants
They have different
look
sizes?
like.
Well, I'll show you what they're just a one size fits all for the slip joints. Like that's how a Benny's clip fits in there.
Okay.
So just right. They're just right, man. And then you can get in there easily on the more open end. Ooh. So here is purple kieranite.
Oh, that's sick.
God damn.
Isn't that good?
That is pretty.
What's the finish on the bolster?
Dark blast.
That's like the standard dark blast?
Yep. It's just got dark blasted pivot screw.
Ah,
So-
That's
okay.
what it is. Okay.
Yep. And dark blasted. It's the first time we've ever done that. So dark blasted scale screws, dark
And then a
blasted,
hand setting.
and then a hand rub. Yep.
A hand rub. I love it. That's a sexy beast right there, dude.
It's nice.
That gives
Glad
us
you like it.
killer
Uh,
contrast.
The polish on the kieranite just gets it done.
Yeah, dude, my gunslinger with that stuff is incredible.
It's like you can see into it. The walk and talk on these is, all right. So that's number 2.
Stas's review, he says the tall weight. Yeah, so they're not flat, they're contoured. Not like a ton, but it's contoured. The Fireball is flat. That's his design. So maybe that's what you're talking about. Because we did the wraparound backspacer. I think that had to be flat. I forget why, but it's still comfortable. All right.
This is Shark.
God damn.
Ooh, I like that one, dude. My kid.
Dude, I might need to snag one of these.
Shark is sold out. I have elephant and antique alligator still. These 2 are still in stock.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
Shark
I like
sold out.
I like that shark,
out,
dude.
I like the
sold
shark
out
too.
yesterday. I could
With
probably
the
get
red
more
and the black and shit.
Look at that.
Yeah, dude. I would
Yes.
go. Next
And
time
If
you
you could get more, like,
Look what's inside.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Next time you get some shark, let me know. I'm gonna grab one.
It's so interesting to me, like not knowing which of these exotics guys would want.
Yeah, shark. Yeah, that's what I want.
So
it's more modern looking. That's why.
Yeah, this has a belt.
The traditional guys would probably go for the elephant or the gator.
No, well, I think my second choice would be the elephant.
So I like the elephant because it's just, when do you ever see that? Like
True.
you see
like
gator
to say,
stuff.
yeah, hey, you want to see something cool? I own
Yeah.
elephant skin. Like,
yeah. So that's a dark matter red with DLC everything, and there's
it's
belts
between that one and the Starburst, like, are my favorites.
And then you have a slip that you're selling on your site. And you're giving these away with the knives, right?
Exactly. I'll talk about that next. And then I'll show you which one was the most popular of the exotic slips was this one.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful.
I'm guessing that's sold out.
Sold out like the fastest. Blue gator, blue alligator with silver thread.
Now, where do you get a blue alligator?
They dye them, Either that or it's from where the Smurfs live. And what's cool about these?
What's his name? Gargamel?
Gargamel.
They get Gargamel to do it.
Like every one of these was so different, the scale pattern and everything. Of course,
that's gorgeous.
I have the blue from Troy, but I love that blue. That blue pops.
And in the blue slip is the Steel Series.
Hell yeah. That's the one I got.
Blue linen micarta.
Okay.
14C 28N, polished steel bolsters, polished steel screws. Look at that, man.
So is this something that you're doing moving forward with each and every release now, or is it just
this one? This is an experiment right now.
Okay.
I didn't want to go hard in the paint on this concept until I got some kind of data on whether people are into it.
Okay.
These are 200 where the other ones are 300. You get a GEC style tube and desiccant pack and a piece of wax paper.
Yeah.
And a knife that's a little bit heavier, but you're also saving $100.
Right.
And so that's kind of the value proposition.
Right.
They look great and the fit and finish is sick. And one thing that's cool about the Steel Series is because you don't have dissimilar metals, you can really see how that backspring just vanishes.
Oh yeah.
That is definitely the coolest feature to me on that.
Yeah. But the quality is the same.
The tie.
That's when you really get to feel like that GEC kind of reminisce when you see no transition like that between the titanium and the steel.
Yeah.
What can you speak to the difference on the blade grind or stock thickness versus the last run?
Same stock thickness.
My Benny's clip from last year has a way thinner blade.
The thickness is the same.
Well, not the I mean the grind. Like, is the hollow grind? Did they go thicker this time?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't even compared them side by side, to be honest with you.
Do it. It's interesting. Oh, I showed it in my video, I think. I thought maybe you went thicker because you did it on the gunslinger, I think.
The gunslinger
it was like too
we
thin.
did that because we were having like the blades were bending a little bit.
Yeah.
They were warping from being ground so thin. You know, I just trust them to grind them so that they get the best result across the batch. I mean, they're still thin behind the edge, certainly.
Yeah, no, it's still thin as shit, but I just
My Carta
it was
in this
something
thing
I
is so
noted.
used.
Oh, that's dope, Chris. I'm glad you still got that thing.
Dude, my Carta is so used, man.
That's a OG
That's
first
that's
run.
the OG, dude. This
That
thing will
is.
not leave. Like, I've used the piss out of this knife.
Yeah.
See it?
Yeah. Well, the swedges are different, dude.
Yeah.
Look at the swedges. They cut the swedge deeper on your first one.
The spring is lighter on this than when I first got. I can feel how much I've like used
Yeah,
it.
you're right. That swedge comes down further.
It's just an optical illusion from the swedge.
Huh.
But if you like run your finger across the bevel,
Yeah.
and like feel them both.
If you look
It's
at the
just-
swedge, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's the swedge.
This one comes down further than that one. Actually, like how the new one looks.
Yeah, the swedge on your
On
old
this
one
angle.
comes. The swedge on the old one comes like there's a thinner false edge here on
Yeah.
the old one. So the swedge was cut deeper.
Huh. Yeah, you're right. That's funny.
Yeah. And the swedges are cut in by hand. And I mean, I notice it for sure when I look at the whole batch. When I get a bunch of them laid out, I'm like, man, all these swedges are a little bit different one after the other. So,
Okay.
but you don't really notice unless you have several. So that could be particular to your sample too, or just the guy cutting swedges, man. That's how he was cutting them that day. Burt, 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 Burt.
Man, now you got me wanting to get a Benny's clip and the exotic slip. I was wanting to hold out till October. Now you got me wanting to do that shit, you bastard.
These are
Hawkbill?
these are so freaking good.
That thing's
These
sick, dude.
slips are sick. I love them. Now I've got and then last but not least, and this is the dealer exclusive. This is the Boba Fett
Knife ship
camo
free.
carbon, knife ship free exclusive. They're calling
And
it
what's the camo carbon?
Boba Fett. That's what it's called.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yep.
Fuck, that's up my alley too.
I've never seen that one before.
Damn it.
And that one's is it acid washed or working?
I don't. You know
finish?
what? I just call it blasted and tumbled, but I
Okay.
don't know how they obtain.
Yeah,
the
blast
finish.
and tumble makes sense. Working finish, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I have people say like, "Oh my gosh, it's blasted. It's gonna rust." It's like we've done hundreds and hundreds of blades with this finish. I've not had a single person report rust to me on these. So I'm like, whatever they're doing, it's not encouraging corrosion for sure.
No,
So if
I would
anybody's
think
concerned
it would make it tougher, wouldn't it? Well, I guess the
Well,
blast
if you make
part,
a
but-
surface, like a blasted surface, is kind of
yeah, but if you're
texture.
tumbling it after, that's
exactly,
yeah, it's
Exactly.
correcting it.
exactly.
I've only rusted one Jack Wolf knife, and that was the Venom Jag.
The M390.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, the
Yep.
M390, I had a handful of people. They were always in the South. But a
Yeah,
handful of
dude. I was
people-
at work and I had it in my fifth pocket and I rusted the shit out of that.
Yeah, dude, I had a handful of people with M390 in the South get some rust, some pepper spots. Is usually
That's
what it looks
yeah.
like.
I mean, I got it off, but it was
Yeah.
just
Yep, I hate M390 honestly.
I never had a problem with
Justin here is
S90.
asking about a hawkbill, I guess, and a midnight in bamboo.
Midnight and bamboo, that's interesting. A hawk bill. I like hawk bills. I have not designed one yet. I'll just tell you that right now. I guess I'm a little gun shy with some of the obscure stuff, especially in this kind of slower market. But it's not. I'll never say never on it. Is there going to be a steel series? That's a good question. Maybe, because we got to see if like the steel series was envisioned as a slip joint thing. You know, now if people like this, it's not too far off the reservation to do that. I'd have to prototype it, make sure it's not a brick, make sure like it's cool, you know, make sure I like it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if guys want them, I'll make them. I want to put knives in pockets. That's what I like to do.
Right.
Right.
A knife in every pocket.
The chaser we just ordered, so
That is
they're gonna come in the spring probably, unless they get them done real quick. There's a bunch of exclusives for the chaser. It's gonna be cool. I'm excited for that one.
And then this is a shell cordovan slip from Taylor Cortez. Black marble shell.
I keep thinking about that fucking shark, dude. That's all I can think about right
Kev, I'll show you the thickness between these.
now. What about one?
Give you an idea
Shark,
of what that looks like.
the elephant. What did you say the elephant one was?
They're $100.
All right.
Wait, which two slips was that though?
That was well, any one of these. That was the shark, and then Taylor Cortez's shell cordovan slip. You asked me about thickness, so I was trying to give you a point of reference.
Is the shell one pretty thin?
The shell is probably the same thing as like a Troy slip.
Okay. Yeah, Taylor does pretty thin stuff.
Yeah. And they don't even, I don't think they cut shell cordovan real thick. This is so expensive. But you felt it before. It feels like, I don't know, not like leather. It's like it's a tendon basically.
Yeah, I don't like it actually.
Really?
It's too thick, kind of. Yeah, we scrapped it. We scrapped it because the hawkbill just didn't work right for me, and the warning is basically just as useful, so it kind of wasn't worth it. We might revisit it in the future on a bigger knife. Man, that shark just looks sick.
Yeah,
it's interesting. People like different stuff. Someone asked where I got these. These are at jackwolfknives.com under the custom leather section. Not these, but the elephant and the gator I still have. That's elephant.
Oh, that reminds me. I sent somebody to your site the other day looking for bearings.
They're on there.
Yeah, but I had to search for it. It wasn't under merch, and there's no other section.
No, they're like on the Gunslinger listing and the After Hours listing and the Benny listing.
Oh.
Which is not very intuitive, come to think of it. So I would have to add that to the merch
maybe
section.
add a hardware section or
I will. I didn't even
something.
think about that.
Yeah, I ended up just going, what? And then I just searched for it and found it.
Yeah, that's where they are.
It does make a little sense, though, now that you said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those that size can be hard to find.
Yeah, we always have them. I'm starting to run low, but I'll just order more. The orders for those trickle in slowly but surely.
Yeah, because they work on other knives, too.
Yeah, I think probably guys buy them who just
actually put them in
Google search them.
Put them in the Kingpin earlier. So.
Oh, they're the same bearings?
Yeah, I figured it comes from Enrique. Maybe it's his thing that trickled down to you and Tom and whatever.
I don't remember how we sized those bearings initially.
Because I don't even think I saw them until you did them. And then all of a sudden it was on random stuff. And it made sense because I had some really small bearings in some knives from Riyadh, like the Baby Barlow, and then some Peñas, which is where I think it originates. Because it's a 1/8 pivot, which is a US, that's a standard measurement. It's not metric what the Chinese use. So it tells me somebody sent that over there. Somebody sent a CAD file with 1/8 pivot, and then they just made those bearings or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure in China they still make plenty of 1/8" things because they make stuff for the U.S. market like crazy, and it's still a pretty common measurement. But I think the bolster locking knives that look like slip joints, you don't have a ton of room in the pivot area. That's, they're not like modern folders where they always flare out by the pivot area, so you can pack the lock and the bearings in there and everything. So they're kind of nice for those designs.
Okay. Oh yeah, somebody sent me a kangaroo nutsack once. It was.
There's some pretty cool exotic leathers out there.
No coin, no polished cloth.
Yeah, he's talking about the Steel Series.
No
There's
pog.
Yeah. No, just and like it's all about economy of scale. So the tube is like a one size fits all tube for any slip joint, and that label is a one size fits all label. And then we can identify what's inside because we leave a space on the label for a barcode. So the little barcode sticker will let you know the knife and the colorway.
Yeah. No stickers, no pog, no cloth, no slip. Just this tube, this sticker that will be the same every time, and the knife, which is on right here.
It's for the guy that wants the knife.
Short, sweet.
Personally, my theory on it is I think this sells the premium series more. Like,
I don't know.
I think this people, my brain would be like, okay, I can get that for $199, or I can get all the cool packaging shit. I can get camo carbon, I can get titanium, and I can get S90B, and I'm paying $100 more. Fuck yes, I'm doing that. Yeah. That's what my brain would do. I'm not saying everybody.
It's the psychology is fascinating just to think about it. Like, okay, there's people who say, I would never pay $300 for a knife. We all have been there at some point in our lives, right? Like, no one comes into the knife hobbies like, yeah, I can't wait to spend $300 on a knife, when they're like, wait, knives cost more than $40. Like, what? You know? So you get, you got the invisible ceiling, and then you got the guys who say, I just couldn't spend $300 on a slip joint. You know, the slip joint should cost less than a locking knife mentality. I've been hearing that since I started. And then you got the $300 for a Chinese knife guy. So like $200 for a Chinese knife's okay, but not $300. And then you got the guy who says, I don't want the bells and whistles. Like, that doesn't suit me, which I understand that. You know, I get it. So it's like, and then some people just want to have choices. You know, they just want to have let me choose between the Tahoe and the Escalade. I want to pick.
Thank you, Adventure Man.
Right now, I got money. I got Tahoe money right now. Maybe next month I'll have Escalade money, but right now I got Tahoe money.
Yep. Everybody's different.
Everybody's different. And I want to have.
What's up, Ricky?
Hey, what up, Ricky? All about.
Did you get this one already? Or is this a joke or something?
I think he's joking, man. So I don't know. And you want to get people into the brand, right? So it's like, you know, you buy a $200 one and you're like, I'm stoked on this. This exceeded my expectations. Okay, cool. Well, maybe now you're curious about a $300 one at some point. Maybe not now, maybe later. But, you know, typically the elevator goes up when you get into this hobby. Like, rarely does it go down.
Yeah.
This has belly.
It definitely has belly. I like the pivot on that, Kevin. I'm just noticing that.
Yeah. I think Colin came up with that.
Does that have it has an inlay in it, the pivot?
No, it's a piece of titanium that screws in, and this is a collar.
Oh, that's a collar. I see.
I think for us, it's a little hard because we were there when these first came out. So when they first came out, we were all enamored by everything that you got for $300. The packaging, the pog, the cloth, the artwork, the stickers, and then the knife, you know, and everything. So for $300, what the fuck? We get all this for $300? Okay, sign me up. So I think for us, it's a little bit harder to, like, you want to go down, you know, you want to step down. But I could see somebody who's never really experienced it, or like what you're saying, maybe he isn't even into the hobby, trying to tiptoe their way in. And it, you know,
I just look at it as, you know, it's driven by what I've been hearing people say for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you hear something enough, it's like, okay, there's whether or not there's a consensus or not, there's certainly some noise. So is that noise representative of a market condition, or is it noise? But you'll never know unless you try. And part of the fun for me running this business is trying stuff. I don't really do well at, the same thing over and over. I can't, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
I got to try stuff. I have fun with it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Casey. Appreciate that, dude.
What up, Casey?
I saw some sick iguana skin.
That's cool.
Oh, that's
Goat scrotum. I haven't heard of the fireball. No, that's ours. That's the Divo fireball. This is our collaboration with Stasa over at Stasa 23.
It's a good looking knife.
So this was his design originally, and then we tweaked it. We added the pivot. We added the back strap thing so we could make the clip reversible without fucking up the aesthetic.
So Nick designed a knife. That's dope.
These are set up lefty because they have a lefty backspacer on.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then you keep this side clean. So we'll have 10 of each. Well, 9 of each because I have one of each. 9 of each set up lefty already that will sell that way on the drop. And then we do have extra. I think I bought 25 or 30 lefty backspacers. So if there's a lefty out there that buys one right-handed out of the rest of them, you can hit us up and we can send you a backspacer to make yours lefty. But we didn't include it with every knife because the backspacers weren't cheap. So it would have made the knife more expensive to do that. And most people don't give a shit. So
no, you're going to sell 5% of them will be bought by lefties. So it's just a waste. Yep. So you would be selling lefty conversion kits.
Yeah, it would be like a $25 or $30 increase for you guys for us to help out 5%. It just doesn't make sense.
Bad business decision to do that.
So if the lefties hit us up, we'll sell you a lefty backspacer for cost or whatever. It won't cost you much, but yeah, that one has a little belly in it. Most of our sheep's feet have a little belly in them. Here's one that it's not ours. This is a new one from Mark over at New Breed EDC. He's dropping a pre-order for these on Monday. I think it's Monday. It's the 19th or the 16th. Shit, I don't know. It's Monday. This one has belly and it's a sheep's foot, right? He says he's calling it a drop muck.
Drop muck.
But this thing's sick. It's got great action. He's got this dope inlay on the clip. Look at that thing.
Oh, that looks cool.
And S35VN titanium frame. You got silver twill carbon. It's a titanium lock bar with a steel insert. So I don't know if it's a frame lock or a sub frame lock, I guess you call it. And I think he's doing the pre-order for like 150 or I think it's 150, which is pretty goddamn good for S35 and tie and all that shit. So
not bad.
Pre-orders can save you some money. Dope knife though. Interesting flipper wheel.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
Who designed that?
Mark, Luke 10 Techs, New Breed EDC.
It's not bad at all. It looks pretty sick.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He also does CAD services. And
I've seen this channel before. He
helped us tweak the Lush a little bit. So we're gonna do a V2, and I finally got a hold of somebody at Riot. So we should have some Riot made Lush V2 prototypes at some point, which is exciting. Because Best Tech has just been so goddamn expensive. How do I become a member? There's a join button. It's like right under the live stream description. And if you don't see that, it's probably because you're on iPhone. And in which case you need to like go on a computer or go to a browser and look it up. You can't be on the app. It's annoying, but that's really the only option. Miranda says, the Steel Series is not for me. The premium is a good price for what you get. Well worth it.
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
Well, that's where I started because that's my taste. But it's a business thing. The market is large and there's consumers at every segment. So, and part of the joy for me is trying to get more Jack Wolf knives in people's pockets. Like that's the goal.
Yeah. Ricky, the quality between the Steel Series and the OGs felt so evenly matched, in my opinion. I'd opt for premium materials too, but the Steel Series, no, and that's what I tried to explain in my video. The execution, the craftsmanship is on par. It's the same.
Put yourself in the mind of a buyer who buys Great Eastern cutlery on the secondary for between $150 and $300, right? So let's say 300 is the high. That they don't want to spend 300. They lament spending 200 and getting what they consider an $80 knife because that's what they retail for, 80 to 120. So they're paying a premium for scarcity. Okay, for that same money, you can get, instead of 1095, you can get 14C. You can get 3 millimeter blade stock with a hollow grind. You can get disappearing spine, fit and finish by hand. Like it's a handsome choice relative to that.
You're gonna
that buyer is not interested in a titanium slip joint. It's too far to the modern.
Quality really isn't like they're cool.
You're not buying
and I like them, but they're not like high quality.
You're buying it for the old world charm.
Yeah.
It's still there's still a well-made knife, and if you appreciate craftsmanship, this has craftsmanship. If you want to buy, you want a steel bolstered, really well-made slip joint like this, what else can you buy? You can buy a custom for $400 and up.
Okay, well, you're talking about the quality part.
Talking about the quality.
You could buy a Rosecraft with the same basic material. It's not going to have 14C. It's going to have
D2. D2 thinner blade stock. It's not the exact same fit.
And they're pretty well. They're well made for the price. They're really well made.
No doubt.
But it's not the same level, and that's like I tried to make that comparison in my video, but it's hard because there's people who just don't have that radar. You know what I mean? There's some people just don't have that on. They don't see the difference.
No,
and for those
to them,
people,
it's a spec sheet.
Not every knife is for everybody. You know what I mean?
No. So, and if you're going to look at specs, like I saw a comment, $200 for 14C and micarta. It's like you're missing the point entirely. You're missing the point. The expense of these is not in the material alone.
Well, I think you proved that. I think to me that's what this proves to me. Not that you know what I mean. Like it proves that the cost of the actual process of manufacturing it is expensive. That's what this proves to me.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
There's no jacking the price. There's the dealer margin, there's my margin, and there's the manufacturer's margin, and then there's the material cost.
Yeah, but
I bought this micarta in the US.
You showed me earlier your Ferrari and your Lambo, and I saw your Porsche as well, all in the garage. It cracks me up.
Ford.
Those comments are the best, but
it is what it is. But if you put one of these in your hand and put a Rosecraft in your hand, $65, $200, they're not the same. If you're satisfied with the $65 Rosecraft, cool. Like, I got no problem with that. They're great for the money. It's not the same. If you want something a little more substantial, that more care went into making, then that's what this is. There's really nothing in between in the market right now.
Right.
That's where I ended up with it, was like, I'm just like, I'm done with the, like, I always try to explain it, and it's like, if people don't get it by now, they just don't get it, and that's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah. Well, some people tune into your videos and they want to have the explanation. You know, they're not going to be the ones chiming in the comments because they've heard it 1,000 times, and you'll never convince them. You know,
Right.
we got to remember that sometimes.
Yeah.
This is Louis. Louis had some teeth pulled earlier this week.
Ow.
Yeah, his baby canine teeth didn't fall out. So he had 8 canines in his mouth here for a while. But we got them pulled out. And then he had 2 like molars in the back that basically died from his teeth being overcrowded. So they pulled out 6 teeth, but he's doing good.
They give him some good painkillers? Damn.
Yeah, he's all whacked out, man.
Oh, man. He's got that good shit.
Did you see this question from Dylan?
I meant to direct the sheepsfoot question to Ben and Jack Wolford. Was that the one about some belly, Dylan? Like, a traditional sheep's foot is a straight edge. Now, if you're talking about something with some continuous belly, it's kind of something you don't find on a traditional knife. So you haven't really seen that from me. I'm not opposed to it. It's one of those things where I'm not super attracted to that style knife because I like the traditional knife shapes. I like spear points, clip points, sheep's foots, you know, like, or a traditional sheep's foot.
Warning.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thing. But you know, at some point in time, like, you got to start trying new stuff. So not opposed to it. Can you make a hybrid front flipper friction slip joint? Front flipper friction slip joint with the walk and talk, like traditional friction folder. So, okay, a friction folder doesn't have a spring. It's literally just friction force clamping on the blade. I know what he's talking about. Like, you ever see a friction folder, when you close it, there's like a post sticking up out of the blade tank.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, when you open it, that you
But
put
how
your
would
thumb
you-
on that.
What I'm confused about is how do you give
He
it
wants one of those
It
with
can't.
walk and talk.
It can't have walk and talk because it wouldn't have the thing sticking up. that's
Oh,
where the spring
okay.
goes.
So he doesn't want to use the tab to open it, I guess.
Yeah, but that's like where the area that the spring is interacting with the tang of the knife,
Yeah.
is where that tab would be.
You'd have to have
I
like a weird shape going on. But it
Barry, I don't
wouldn't
think
really
that's
make
possible.
sense because the whole purpose of the tab is to use it to open the friction folder. And on a
Yeah, and then
slip
to keep
joint
it from closing on
with
you.
a half stop, it wouldn't work well or at all unless you had a super light spring. I just don't think that makes sense to try, but it's an interesting question. Thanks, Barry.
Yep. I mean, you got me thinking.
Now I'm like, that would be kind of cool if it could work.
Yeah, I kind of agree too on the complaining about price thing.
You know, me personally, it's everybody's different, but you will never hear me do that about anything, because to participate in a hobby to me is like for enjoying, and complaining about price is complaining, and that's the opposite of enjoying something, right? Like,
Yeah,
I don't get it. I won't go into like a Corvette dealership and be like, oh man, these things are $20,000, $30,000 overpriced. I just want to drool at the Corvettes, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't afford them. It's cool. I can't afford everything. You know, I want all sorts of things I can't afford.
Well, that's like,
why do we got to cry about it?
A little different.
It's all hobbies have that mentality in it. I feel like
I think it depends on where you're at. Like, I kind of invite that kind of stuff. So
it just sucks the fun out of it, in my opinion. But that's just me.
Nah, John, sorry. He really wants a fireball. I love it.
At the end of the day, if you don't like it, you don't buy it, and then if no one buys it, you can't continue to. Then you don't get to continue to sell it.
Price on something, I just don't buy it.
Yeah, you vote with your wallet. I mean, it's the real
Yeah.
So what
indicator.
Dylan's saying is he's saying the Divos are better than Jack Wolfs because
Hey, man.
they got.
I'm just
they
trying
got
to be like
belly in
Divo.
They got belly in the sheep's foot.
How does one person compete with Kevin and Colin? Like, how do you do that? You know, two are better than one.
Facts. Is the tall boy going to have the more radial milling lines on the scales? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, 4 of the 5 versions have the milling like this. But they already have. You're kind of asking it like it doesn't exist already. These have it, and then the other versions have it, and this one's the only one that doesn't have the milling.
Robbie Mills is here. What's up, Robbie?
How many?
I was telling everyone you were dope. That's what I said. Robbie, we were
There's
talking about
100 of them.
Robbie,
All
we
the
were
dealers
talking
had
about
100 of each version, but he did have. I think he had 88 actually, not 100. So he might have a small drop of the rest of them when Kubi, gets them over to us or whatever.
Corvettes aren't made in China. Man, you know what? I don't even think there's such a thing as an American-made car anymore. It's like a global industry. All
How'd you
this
get
stuff
this
is made all over
screen
the
name,
world.
dude? Yeah.
Right?
EDC
Like no one
is here.
No one ever used it. It's like
What
everybody
up?
thought it was gone.
It's funny.
I would have never thought to use that.
I think you can change your screen name like here on lives versus your channel name. So maybe I don't know. I'd have to check, but I feel like your stuff would also get buried, wouldn't it? Because everybody's searching EDC in front of stuff.
I don't know. It took me a minute to realize, like, when I first started filming videos again, it was Grady's gear, but then it had like a bunch of fucking numbers after it. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I had to like go back in and then take all the numbers off. It said Grady's gear, but then it just had a bunch of jumble of numbers on there.
Stupid.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I mean, but that video was 45 minutes, and I wasn't going to talk about the price in that video. People are finally doing the hollow grinds we all want. Okay. Are you just saying they're doing hollow grinds, or like what specific hollow grinds are you talking about?
I think he's saying there's a trend in the industry now to hollow grinds, and that people who like hollow grinds rejoice.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
still not sure which one to get. Maybe
Speaking of cars,
is there a purple?
$700 last week to get my window fixed, man.
How much?
$700 to get my window fixed.
Did you go to the dealership?
No, I went to the body shop to go get it fixed.
Because your car got busted into, right? I saw that picture,
dude.
bro. What's that all
So
about?
what's your deductible?
The deductible was $500, but when I asked them, I was like, "Hey, listen, if I file this claim, is my insurance going to go up?" And she was like, "Yeah, it's going to go up." And I was like, "Then I'm not filing a claim."
Yeah, $100 difference. Fine.
And I was like, I'm not doing that because I wasn't even in the car. I wasn't driving. I wasn't in an accident or anything. And she was like, "Yeah, it would be better if you just pay it out of pocket because there's a good chance that your insurance will go up each month." So I just took it to the body shop, but it was like $700 to get it fixed. Yeah.
Take me to the body shop.
Well, they also I had to get them take off the door panel because a piece of glass got wedged into my other window up front. And when I went to go put down the windows, when I was driving to the body shop, it fucking scratched my window tint on my other window.
Damn, dude.
Like a razor blade. I was so pissed, and I didn't realize that until the next day.
Just salt in the wound right there.
Dude, I was so mad.
Let me guess, you left that the way it is.
Oh, yeah. I left that one the way it is. I got my window retinted, but I told the guy when he came, he's like, do you want me to peel that off and put the other one? I said, fuck that. Leave that one on there. Just put the tent on the back window. I was like, leave the other shit. I don't care.
Man,
And I just told him to leave it. But yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you, bro.
Dude, I didn't even know. Like,
that's what you get for having a fucking neon green car.
Hey, bro, I drive a drug dealer car. What can I say? But I'm sitting there. I didn't even know. I had the car cranked up, ready to go. My daughter, I had already put her in the car seat and everything. And I'm like, why can't I hear my exhaust coming from the outside? And then I turned around and I'm like, did I leave my window down? And I looked down and I just see glass in my son's car seat. And I was like, what the fuck?
I don't think he tells people the quantities. Do you?
I don't. How many knives do you usually put? Well, the only thing I will say is there's the same amount made of each color. I don't go heavy on one color over the other. So like if there's 4 versions.
You mean you don't accidentally order 50 of Black Pearl?
No, I don't. It's why did you go with
I ordered 150. I ordered 150 purple and 50 Black Pearl.
Hey Ricky, that's a great question. So the target was a $200 retail price. So all things considered, it did not leave really many choices for stainless steel, and I wanted a stainless steel.
154 CM would be good.
It was more expensive.
It is slightly.
So, yep. So, I did not want to be 225. I didn't want to be 215. I didn't want to be 210. It's like 300, 200. That's where I wanted it to be. And I was doing the research on 14C. I'm like, no one really has anything bad to say about this steel. It's dope. It's like basically AEBL plus a little. And AEBL's been around forever and people love it. So, if people get their hands on it.
Hell. The only downside to it is it scratches real easy.
It's got this like scratchy belt satin all over it. So hopefully it's not the kind of thing where it's a problem. But it's an experiment. If people are like, this is not the right steel for this knife for XYZ reason, I'll go back to the drawing board.
Give them the 1095. That stuff has to be cheaper.
1095 is like dirt cheap, but that's not a $200 knife at that point.
Make it 150.
Maybe.
That's the problem, though.
You go to
steel doesn't get you to 150.
No,
right?
And then it's like, how many people really want a knife that patina's like? It's still got screws. So now your traditional knife guy who's like, screws are a bridge too far. I
guess what you do is you see tomorrow if people even want the option.
Yeah. Who knows? You got to start somewhere, man. And
you know what you do? If that doesn't work, you make a wood knife. You make a wood knife, get somebody here in the US to whittle it, and then sell a wood knife every month that's USA made. And that'll appease those people, and you'll be good to go.
I'll go back into the real estate business. like that's it, guys. We're done.
You mean as Kamala would say, the owning buildings business?
Yeah, the owning buildings business. You guys save money per unit if you make more. So that's a good question. With these knives, no. Like there's a 300 unit minimum order quantity.
Maybe if you order 10,000, but nobody.
Yeah, and I've never ordered enough to hit a price tier where I pay less because it's just.
Thank you, Nate.
If you get into the type of knives that are made by stamping out parts, like a different type of manufacturing process, then yes, you're going to pay a lot of upfront money in tooling and like setup, but then your unit cost is super low because they can just pound out parts by the 1,000. The stuff we're having made, these knives in the US would cost hundreds more. It's small batch production, skilled labor. Not only is it skilled labor for the fitting and the finish, but just running the machines and all the engineering and the programming. Like this is state of the art manufacturing,
I love the rant.
It's not cheap.
Honestly, not convinced, but that doesn't matter. Nice. I love it, dude.
Yeah. I'm not
you're
here
the
to convince
person, you're
anybody
the
about
reason
anything.
I stopped. I'm not worrying about it anymore because it's like
Exactly. You're never gonna. It's not about convincing. We educate, take it or leave it. Ultimately, is what it is. Some of these companies charge arm and a leg. Divo's putting out bangers for $200. Yeah, and it depends on someone's business model. Like I sell through the retail, the authorized dealer network. Okay, so dealer margins are 30 to 50%. That's the range. And in most retail goods, 50% is the starting point for resellers. Like, Rolex watch, that's a 50% dealer margin, meaning double the wholesale price.
yeah.
So
But
do the
with
math in
knives,
your head.
it's usually like 30
30 to 50%. Like Benchmade, these other brands, they're giving dealers 50% in some
Are they?
circumstances. Yes. So it cracks me up, the irony of it, because the knives people like Benchmade, people complain about their price. Don't get me wrong.
USA made maybe is different for some reason.
No, it's just mass production. They can offer those. Okay, when I went to talk to Sportsman's Warehouse,
Yeah,
to do
and
those
they're making the
right there,
knives.
they're making
There's
the
a big
knives.
fucking difference when it comes to that. Like Benchmade makes the knives, sells them directly to a dealer, and that's it. You're having somebody make the knives and then selling to the dealer. It's the same thing we do.
There's
And
there's three hands in the pot with my
yeah,
products: the dealer, me, and the manufacturer. No one is making a killing. We're all making the margins you need to make to run a business,
right.
and really nothing more. A company like Benchmade can give dealers 50%, and they're probably making 50% or more. And those knives cost very little to produce because it's all this mass produced. There's no hand fitting with that stuff. But then people get on our ass about our prices. It's like, oh my God, that Benchmade probably costs $30 to make, $25 to make.
There you go, experience precision. I was looking for a good answer. I couldn't think of anything good. I was gonna pretend to be a priest, but yeah. So another thing I'll say is, our prices they're gonna have to go up because, yeah, we need to make more money, and it's mostly because we need the dealers to make more money. So we usually work our pricing on a 30% margin for the dealers, but because some of them use the discount codes, it makes all the dealers want to use a discount code to be fair. So then it chews into the margin like crazy. So some of these dealers are ending up with like 15 or 20% at the end of the day, maybe less sometimes once you calculate everything. So that 199 tall boy next year is probably going to be like 215 or 220. So we're going to try to make it where with the code you'll be under 200, not under 200 before the code. But that's because you just we have to make some money. Like there's no way around that part. And Colin and I don't do this full time, so we're not.
You'd have to charge
on
more if you did.
Income.
You'd have to charge more if you did.
Yeah, if we went full time, yeah, these knives they wouldn't be 300, but they're also not costing us as much as yours are costing you. Kubi does a really good job for an affordable price. That's why we love them. But their quality level is still not what you're getting on a Jack Wolf. They're really good though. They're getting better and better, and they're learning new things, and it's great. I think it works out with the price point. But yeah, I actually talked to the dealers about this last week that I want to bring the price up a little bit so that they can make a little more money, because they really should. I didn't have anybody complain to me.
They can't run their businesses under 30% margins. Like those are thin margins for any retail business.
Yeah,
I'm telling you guys, I own a cosmetics business. Me and my sisters, we've had it since 2013. our markup on that stuff is night and day different from markup on knives. Knives are expensive to make, so we're all operating on relatively thin margins compared to other retail goods. It's just what it is. It's what it is.
Yep. The tab would sit on top of the spring. When closed, it would work. A one-handed slip joint, it would be teats. Well, yeah. I'm
trying to vision it in my head. You've got to have the spring interact with the tang. So is the spring underneath the tab and it's like sunken?
So
when the knife is closed? He wants that sticking up towards the roof.
So it would have to come out here.
No, not that way, Kev. Towards the ceiling.
And then up.
Right.
Because you'd have to allow this space so that this corner right here needs to interact right here and hit this. Right?
Barry, draw it up and email me your sketch. Make sure you include like
you'd have to have a hook right here. That's how it would have to work. But it would work technically. Yeah.
Brian is right. He says one thing about custom makers versus production. A lot of custom makers do passion pricing where they aren't charging what they need to actually make a living. Nice for consumers, but not realistic. I mean, that's definitely a thing. If someone is making knives as a hobby and that's not how they earn their living, they don't have to worry about overhead and payroll and marketing and all that stuff. They're just trying to just at least pay for their materials, stuff like that. And it does benefit the consumer. Or take like what Kevin does, like him and Colin. It's neither their full-time job. So they can afford to offer really competitive pricing because they don't have the same risk as if they were relying on it to keep the lights on, you know?
Yeah. That's kind of like Archie with Nice Guy Machine Co. He does it like full time as his job. Dude. And he gets really in depth with it on his videos.
His shit's expensive.
All the stuff that he has to do, and he's got his CNC machines and everything.
But I catch myself talking shit on price too sometimes. Like I had a couple of his pry bars in from EC, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I think it was like $400 for a fucking pry bar, and I was just like, "This is crazy." But then I'm like, "So what? I just won't buy it then. It's not for me." You know, I need to you got to let that. Why am I angry about this? You know,
right?
It's obviously he's charging it for two reasons. Either it's because he has to, because that's what it costs, and once he gets through the dealer and everything, or two, because fucking people are paying it.
It's both pretty much.
Why would you fault somebody for charging what people would pay?
Yeah.
It is a business in the end, you know. That's where I struggle with it. Colin and I really, you know, we come from the side where we've been collecting knives for so long and been in this world that we're like, okay, yeah, like $199 would fucking kill on this thing. And then it's like we kind of get stuck doing that, and we're like, but what should we charge?
I touched on
$199 this thing would be sick for $199. So yeah,
I touched on that a lot, even in the videos I made about the pry bars and stuff. And I was like, why would you pay that much? And I'm like, it's because I'm investing in the maker as much as I am the product. Like when I'm buying something from Ben, I'm buying the maker more, or the designer, I'm buying from that person. You know what I mean? I'm supporting that person.
Yeah.
The guy behind the product. When I'm buying something from you, I'm supporting you just as much as I'm buying a product I know I'm going to like. You know what I mean? So that's
it. They're discretionary.
$200 knife, I want a sticker.
I'll tell you what, if you buy a Steel Series knife, just send me an email. I'll mail you 2 stickers. No problem. I'll do you one better.
I love it. Yeah. That's the sticking point. Goddamn sticker, dude.
But I think that's my biggest thing is you know, when especially when I'm spending money like that, I like to support especially when it comes to supporting like my friends and stuff like that, or just guys I like to support in the community and stuff like that. You know, especially when they're putting their blood, sweat, and tears into something that they're passionate about. I like to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
it's
show my
like
support.
art. Like,
Yeah.
if you like
And
someone's
that's
art,
a video that he posted about, you know, like when you see guys that spend thousands of dollars on artwork that hang on a wall, that could have taken that guy a week, a month to put that together. You're buying his time that took him to make that, you know.
Especially like custom knives. Like
Exactly.
My Sparrow custom, pretty sure he said this thing took like 100 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a shit ton of his time.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I paid $1,700. That sounds like a lot of money for a knife.
Yeah.
But it's 100 fuck. Do the math on that. He's not getting shit for his his time.
Exactly.
You know, that's the thing. When you're an artist, you're not gonna get what like you're not gonna get a good hourly rate. That's not how artists really work. But
some do, but it's the rare maker.
Right.
You know,
right, Derek. No, you can't use codes on Jack Wolf. That's just a policy to keep it even with dealers. Which honestly, I thought about doing that when I was thinking about the pricing. Like, should we? Because like we have two. I did this whole rant last week, so I'll just be quick. But like the options basically were, well, one, keep pricing the same and just don't make more money for anybody. But that's not feasible for us or the dealers to run a business. Two is raise the pricing and keep the codes. Or three is just keep the price the same and take away the codes. But I feel like the codes are kind of like ingrained in our brand. People are just so used to having a discount code. Plus, I think that discount codes actually help a lot when it comes to affiliates, reviewers and stuff like that. If you have a code to provide to a viewer, I feel like that pushes more sales than not having a code and just showing a product.
What was crazy to me was I didn't do YouTube for 2 years and people were still using my affiliate code for Axial. I was still getting paid for my affiliate.
Well, they're probably seeing the video from
long ago. Like that was nuts to me. I used a different code so I could get this. I thought the code fucker was hilarious, so I used that.
Jason's code fucker.
Yeah, because I wanted to support somebody that I'd never.
Yeah. I always tell people to do that because I'm like, I'm not getting more money because you use my code.
Exactly. And I was like, I want to try to support somebody that I've never supported before. And then that's why I messaged in that group chat. I was like, yo, send me y'all's codes because I want to support somebody. I see what he put. I thought he was joking at first, but he was being dead serious.
I think some dealers or brands won't do that code for them.
Yeah.
So he asked me, he's like, would you be okay doing this code? I'm like, yeah, dude. Why wouldn't I? Like, that code's sick.
I thought he was joking at first, but then he's like, no, I'm serious. And I was like, okay.
Derek, you know, he says, do you even need the dealers as big as you are? Like, you guys sold out today in like an hour. So I would say, first thing, we're not that big. Second thing, yeah, we need the dealers. There's a lot of reasons the dealers are good. The dealers are good because, one, I really like the people that we work with at the dealers. That's important for me and Colin, like those relationships with the dealers. Two, they have their own whole branch of customers that support their dealership, I'll call it, their store, right? Like Austin has fans just for his store, people who only want to shop there. Yep. Same with White Mountain Knives. Same with
people shop the dealer.
Right. Yeah. And that gives you another whole avenue of people that see your shit. Three, they advertise the knife, right? So it puts less stress on us to have to market the knife when the dealers are also doing that. And our dealers, at least, mostly do a really good job at marketing their knives. So those are some of the factors. It helps you sell knives. And another factor is it helps us do more runs of different designs and stuff. We like to do a lot of stuff, and the dealers pitching in money helps a lot. Even though, yes, could we sell the knives ourselves at the end and get more money out of it? Sure. But we have to front all that money to make the knife happen. So it would be a lot slower of a process for us to put out X amount of knives. We wouldn't have, like, in the last 2 months, we're putting out like 4 or 5 knives in a 2 or 3 month span. That wouldn't happen. It'd probably be like 1 or 2 maybe, because we're having to pay for it all up front, get the knives, sell them, get the money back, roll that into something else. With the dealers, they're helping us break that up, right? If you have 3 dealers on a knife design, all having exclusives, that's 3 more people breaking that run price up. So for me, it makes a lot of sense. If you're looking at it clearly at a profit angle, yeah, you could probably do away with the dealers and make more profit, maybe have to sell less knives to make that happen. But to me, it wouldn't be as fun. I wouldn't be able to build those relationships, and it would be harder to market them. And I don't know. I like having all the different versions. I love seeing what these guys come up with. It helps us too, not have to figure out 5 different or 4 different versions. That can be hard. So, I don't know if you've noticed, but since we've gone to these dealer exclusives, we haven't had like reverse tucks and the opposite of reverse tucks. And then, it's like they're just cooler versions because they're all using their own
Keeps it fresh and
colors and shit like that. I don't know. So I love using the dealers, not necessarily just from a money standpoint, because I don't know, you could make the argument, but because it's just, I think it's the better way to go.
Right on.
Yeah. There you go, Neb. Thank you.
There's pros and cons to any strategy in business. Yep. There's no right or wrong way.
How does ABW make knives? Yeah, I really do want to know the answer to that.
Is that
Michael Martin is an absolute monster, dude. Now it's just him and his wife. So that helps. Just one mouth that you're feeding, essentially. I mean, yes, his wife, but it's one family, one household that you're and he, I think, had the machines already or had access to the machines already, probably paid off already. That
probably undercharging,
and he's not charging a lot. What?
No, it's a great price. I mean, it's awesome.
And he doesn't use many dealers, if at all.
No, I mean, I bet he's undercharging. Of course, how do you define that?
I think he's doing
some people expect
where he's just like, he has it. Some people just have that thing where like they want to make their prices as low as possible to a detriment of them. You know what I mean? It's not the best business decision to do it, but some of us just do that. And and I think he is one of those people. I agree. But he does everything himself. He does it all in-house. The grinds are all done, like the bevel work he does on a CNC. He doesn't send that out for bevel grinding. So he can reduce costs in some ways doing that. Yeah, but I think that's
only he knows the answer to that.
Yeah. But to me, that's more of that's an outlier.
100%. It's
way
not
more
typical.
than it is like, I think that most American companies are probably overcharging. But then again, as soon as you start getting employees in America, we have fucking laws where you have to have unemployment fucking taxes. You have to have, you want to provide insurance. Like you want to, do all these things that have benefits and shit for your employees. Not that everybody's doing that, I'm guessing, but I'm sure some of them are doing that. You have to pay people a reasonable fucking wage. When you only have to worry about yourself and you're already retired, I think that's probably the key right there. I think he's already retired from a career. So like he probably has income already from something else. So he's offsetting it with this. He's not relying on this for that. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so he doesn't need as much profit, I guess. I don't know.
Everybody's business is unique. If someone said he works out of his garage, he doesn't have rent to pay. Okay. So he has low overhead. He has existing income.
Because he's already paid all these things off. Not because,
Yeah. So the funny thing is my email support@jackwolfknives.com. The funny thing is be appreciative. You can get that product for that price, that he's willing to do that, instead of trying to rake us over the coals for overcharging you when it's not even a remotely fair comparison.
I don't know if Shane was saying that, but
he bitches about it every chance he gets.
Okay. Well, then I guess he was saying that.
But it's just one of those things. It's like you're comparing an apple and an orange. Oh, why is Ben's knives $300 and American Blade Works $150? They're two completely different sets of circumstances.
Shane, you want to know what the answer is? The answer is Ben is putting $250 in his pocket because he just fucking hates people. That's the answer.
Yeah, I just want to rip off guys like you.
I mean, that's the answer you're looking for, but you're not going to get it. Like that's not what's
true.
happening.
It's just not true.
Is this that slip joint that's $150 that I keep seeing?
Yeah.
Dude, it's here. I don't think he's released another batch.
And here's the thing. How many did he make? Now he could probably sell.
I think he made like 30 or 40 for the show, and he's making another batch. But when I got home from it, I noticed that it seemed like it was wrapping. There's a mark down here.
There's a mark, then it wrapped.
And I sent it to Corey. Corey said, I don't know, forget what he said. He has an interesting way that he's doing the kick. It's internal, like it's on the inside.
Yeah, you can do
a spring.
You can build them into the spring. It's another way to do it.
But it seemed to be touching. So I told him about that. So he was going to remake he was redesigning it for that. And that's, I think, why it's taking longer for the next batch to come out, because he's doing the right thing and, fixing that. That's, as far as I understand, what is happening, because he said he would send me a new one once he did. But this thing's $150 for this fucking thing. 64 HRC or whatever on Magna Cut, hollow ground, titanium frame. You have obviously the steel spring, really good action. Some of them were better than others at the show. Lighter spring, but I mean it's $150. This thing is like a knockout value, is what I would say.
Either he'll get. Here's what will happen with that. I'm just going to guess. Like if he ends up, there's a huge demand for those, and then he's going to spend all his time in his shop making those. It's going to frustrate him, the amount of time he spends for the return on that investment. So he'll have to either raise the price or not make as many, if it is not worth his time to do it at scale. I'm curious about that, because
I know he is selling some to dealers, I think. So once
God bless
dealer's
him.
involved, he's not, that's cuts in a lot. I need to follow up with him on it.
Find out. I'd be curious. Someone asked, how many people do I employ when this stuff is made in China? I have a full-time employee. I have a part-time employee. I use vendors in the United States. Like all the packaging is done in the United States. Those are American rates. All the handle material, I buy it all. A lot of it comes from U.S. vendors. So it's not what you think it is. Everybody thinks this is cash grab. It does get exhausting.
I agree. It gets.
I work 7 days a week.
It's more frustrating than it is anything.
It is. What is frustrating is just the accusations that, we're ripping people off. It's insulting, honestly. It's like, we work hard. We try to do right by people. I'm working from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. I answer all customer emails perfectly. I run a Facebook group. I have employees. Like I do this with my evenings. You guys think I'm doing this as a cash grab to rip everybody off. It's like anybody who knows me knows my character. That stuff gets tiring.
I agree. It's getting to the point where it's just stupid because it's like how many.
Well, it's
that's
like we
why I
haven't
said
we've
before,
heard it
like,
all
it's just
before.
not.
It's like
It's
your
not to me. It's
comments are
not
nothing
worth
new.
it anymore to have the conversation. It's just either it's the why is the price what it is? Because that's what the craftsmanship. That's why it's because
What
of
it
the
costs to
craftsmanship of
deliver
the
it.
knife.
It's just
That's
what
what
it
it
costs.
costs to sell you this knife. And if that's not okay with you, that's perfectly fine. Nobody is saying that
twisting
you're
your arm
wrong.
and
It's just,
telling you
or that,
lying.
whatever. Because I feel like you get in a situation where it's like, oh, then people get mad because I don't know. I have no
Robbie
idea what I
said
was just
Michael
gonna
makes
say, but
about 100 knives a month.
got that
So-
tall boy in purple today. When's the
That's
80s
interesting.
tall boy when she comes back? I want to be slow in the draw. I don't know. I don't have a date or anything like that. Soon, I'll let you guys know everything I can. I would follow TPK. They always share everywhere, but especially on Instagram when they're doing something. So, and us. Follow us on Instagram, follow my channel. I'll usually mention stuff like that, but
So this is interesting to me. So in the comments, it said he makes 100 knives a month.
who says that?
Robbie Mills said that Michael makes about 100 knives a month. So if you're making $50 a knife, you're making $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year.
Yeah.
Like that's, if you're spending the time and the expertise and all that stuff, it's good money, but like that's a lot of time to spend,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Shane, so there's just a fundamental issue with your, I agree, the ABW isn't as fancy as Ben's knives, but 150. So he's making
Correct.
them.
It's an apple and an
He's
orange.
making them in his fucking garage at his house, and then he's putting them on a website and selling them. There's just a difference between doing that and Ben is having them made by a factory and having to pay that factory to make them. Then he has to mark that up to make what he needs to make. Then the dealer that he's selling it to has to mark that up to make what they need to make it worth it, which again is like 30%. I think the dealer ends up with the most money in this scenario. If doing the math, may the dealer or the manufacturer, it's definitely not you or me, because I know that because I do the same thing. We're the ones who get the lowest margin out of everything.
No question about it. I make less than my dealers.
Yeah.
Every knife that is sold, the dealer puts more dollars in their pocket than I do. Do you guys think that I should at least make as much as the guys that sell them? I do all the other work.
Right.
They don't even have anything to sell without what I do. That's what gets so frustrating about these conversations.
And you don't complain about that.
No, it is what it is. I just want to do a good
Yeah.
job. It's like, if you don't like it, don't buy it. I'll go find something else to do. I work harder than 95% of people. I grind hard.
It's just not.
I'll be okay one way or another.
It's not apples to apples. You know what I mean?
It's definitely
It's
not
different. It
It's
just
definitely
is like, why are we stuck on that?
I don't know.
I don't know why we're entertaining his fucking shit, but he doesn't like anything made in China, and that's never going to change. And the argument will be the money. And then if your knife was $150, the argument would switch to something else. It has nothing to do with that. It's just because you're
100%.
having knives made in China, it bugs him. Now that's
should
not
really-
everybody, but
right.
in his case, that's what it is.
What should really frustrate people is why are the knives made in China so much nicer than the knives made in the United States?
And why can't I have a knife made here? Unless I make
Because
it with
they do a
my
better
own two
job.
hands.
They do a
Unless I
better
make
job.
it myself, which I don't have the skills for because I didn't get into knives until I was 30. Like this hardcore into knives. I didn't start a knife company until I was 33 or whatever. I didn't have any skills for making pocket knives. So I don't have those skills. So I can't make the knife myself. So I need to find somebody to make it for me. Well, guess what? Nobody will fucking do it here. Unless you get lucky and you're like the dude at Tactile's best friend and he helps you out, or you can do part of it. That's where most people get it done, is they know how to do the finishing work, or they know how to whatever. They just need to send the blades out or whatever it is. But if you're trying to get a product made here and finished product made here, it's really fucking, I'm on my 3rd or 4th attempt now. How long has it been since I've been trying to have a knife?
As long as I've known you.
It's like,
it's as long as I've known you, and it's a fool's errand.
It
to
really
get a folder
is.
made in the United States is a fool's errand. You can get a fixed blade made with plenty of pulling teeth, you know.
Yeah.
But getting
Well,
a
and you
folder
have
made, forget it.
And you honestly, in the end, you're gonna sit there and go, I'm charging $550, $600 for this, and it is not even better than what I sold for $199 today. And I can only sell 100 of them versus 500 people got a knife today, or will get a knife when they get delivered. Do I love that they're made in China? No. Do I wish someone else maybe would make knives? Like, even if it wasn't China, if I could find a factory in Vietnam, which I hear is up and coming when it comes to manufacturing. But then, then it would be Vietnam sucks. So it doesn't matter.
Brian,
you know what though? I do care. I'm not even going to get into it because I'm not going to talk politics. But
yeah, so Brian asked, "Are the OEMs charging designers too much? Best Tech's margins are high." So Best Tech is not an OEM.
Yeah,
we all know
that's
this.
why it's high, because with Best Tech you have 4 fucking people getting a cut because they're a middleman.
Yep,
and that's why I'm trying to move to Riot for our high end stuff.
And they deliver a quality product, and they know it. So, like any business person who delivers a quality product, they want to make sure they're getting a return on their time they invest in delivering that quality product.
Just want to make sure I got the super chat.
You're right, Kathleen. That's all. Can't please everybody.
No, you can't, and it's like you can't even try. It's funny because I'm trying to offer something.
That shithead came in here and he's already gone, right?
Of course he is.
Most likely. So we walked right into it, which
whatever.
It's
interesting because the way I look at it is, you got the guy who will say it, just the troll, but like the thought has crossed other people's minds. They won't come out of his mouth if it wasn't an existing idea. So instead of having an argument with someone like that, it's like, okay, let's turn it into a meaningful conversation where you can talk about this. It's an exhausting topic and you'll never convince the troll. But maybe people in the chat who are curious about these things don't understand the economics, don't understand the business. Maybe they learn something, It's just annoying where it dominates the conversation so often, where it's like, why aren't we talking about like what cool came out this week? Why aren't we talking about the decisions you made on the knife, on the tall boy? Like, why did you pick this size handle? Why did you pick this blade grind? Like, that's what we should be talking about. Knives.
Yep. Right. Well, let's do that. But yeah, Best Tech is definitely that's why we're trying to move to Riyadh. I finally got a hold of somebody over there because, believe it or not, Riyadh's cheaper than Best Tech, as far as I understand, talking to other people that have used both. So why wouldn't you? Oh, that reminds me, guys. We do have we have this horrible Chinese knife we're giving away tonight. Bright colors.
That looks.
This is the 80s tall boy. I think this one will look even better if he does a reorder and we do no milling. But This is the one I used for the videos and stuff. So, you know, it's not pristine, but it's probably pristine because I had 5 of them here and, you know, I didn't beat them all up. Nice stouter detent on this one. Very nice. So we'll give this one away. What time is it? 11:49.
Yep.
I might make them suffer a little longer.
So this is an interesting question. So how many designers / companies do you think it would take to make a U.S. cooperative manufacturing plant? Like, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, and I'll tell you why. Because you're talking about a lot of, it's hard enough to run a business with one partner. One. And you're talking about several people who don't have a history of working together, investing in over $1 million worth of machines. Like $1 million worth of machines can probably get one small company started. So the risk of something like that,
I've heard that was happening for 3 years now, and it has not happened yet. So, you know, we'll see if anybody actually does it, but I don't.
It's just not practical.
Ultimately, the problem in the U.S. is if you can make knives, it's way, way more profitable for you to just make your own knives and sell them. Because you could literally take a piece of dog shit and turn it into a pocket knife that looks like a piece of dog shit. If it's made in the USA, people will fucking buy it for $600. So there's no point in making knives for me and then you make half of the money you're going to make. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Or if they have a shop where they're capable of super high-end stuff, like what we're getting from overseas, they're making aerospace equipment and shit that they can make way more money on. So it's just not worth it.
They don't have to sell to discerning collectors. They can get a contract to make 25,000 parts for the government. You know, it's like,
yeah,
knife making is a labor of love.
Man.
Running these businesses is a labor of love.
All of this shit is why I just fucking buy knives.
That's
I
it.
don't have any interest in fucking selling them.
Kev, do you have an extra?
It gives me anxiety, bro.
There you go, Chris.
Like, I just want to buy knives and enjoy my shit and have fun in my la la land and be like, I just want to buy cool shit and talk about
Jay, what do you mean a friend scratched the tie? Like somebody scratched yours, or you want a scratched up one? Or let me know where you're at. Hit me up, email me or something. I think I have one in my case that I have. I don't know if I still have it, but if I do, I could sell it to you. I had one left in the closet, but I just sent it to a new dealer as a sample. Ben, I think you work with that. Freidenlock reached out to us.
They're good people. Her name's Hope.
Yeah, Hope. Yeah, I like her so far. So I've sent her a couple samples, and they actually picked up. I could only give them like 7 tall boys because I wanted to sell the ones we had direct, as many as we could anyway, direct. But yeah, so they do. Freidenlock actually has a handful of purple tall boys and like 2 black pearls coming. So I don't know if they would sell them to you guys early or what. But Colin dropped them off earlier today. So you could always hit up Freidenlock. I confirmed with her that I could tell people. So you just reach out to Freidenlock and maybe they'll sell you one. I can't promise
you
anything.
You say dropped them off like at the post office?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what's he doing in Syracuse?
No. Yeah, you just dropped them off at the post office. So they don't have them yet. But so I don't know how they operate. Some dealers will sell you stuff, knowing it's coming or whatever. So anyway. Yeah, she seems really cool. So Joey H is a new channel member. Shout out to you, Joey. Thank you, sir. Kevin, is Chapman Lake Knives making that new Divo? That was the rumor. Yeah, no. So that's the third attempt to have one made here. They were going to start working on the prototype after Blade Show. You know, they had some problems with power outages, and then they were trying to catch up with stuff. And then I did check in with them a few times since then, and everything sounds like it's eventually they're going to make the prototype. They gave us pricing. All of that seems good. We've made it that far a couple times. So hopefully it happens. I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, that's great. Hopefully it works out. I really like those guys, but usually something happens where, they just get caught up and then it never happens, or, I don't know. So I'm not holding my breath, but I'm hopeful that it'll happen. So that's where we're at with that.
You can't rely on it for a situation like that to have an ongoing full-time business, obviously.
Yeah, if this was a like for you, you wouldn't.
It's not even it's not an option.
No, I mean,
someone that can deliver product.
Be a limit, like a few hundred knives or something would be your max, probably. I don't know.
Someone said, I guess Pogue doesn't do OEM
machining. U.S. Machine Shop gets millions of dollars in other contracts, does knives on the side for fun, passion. The opportunity cost of doing knives is very high. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that goes into making a knife, and you don't make what you make on aerospace. Like Chapman Lake is a great example. They make surgical equipment, medical surgical equipment. I bet you they're making more money doing medical surgical equipment. Implants. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Once you're talking about insurance companies or the government, you can literally just fucking add an extra zero and those idiots will pay it.
I was listening to a podcast about insurance. It was interesting. It was about vehicle insurance in California. And like they were saying, I think car insurance rates in California are about to go up 46% or some crazy number next year. Yep. And what's happening is the costs are going up.
Shit.
It's going to go, it's like nationwide, it's like 25%. In California, it's close to 50%. So everybody's car insurance is going up. And the reason for it is, number one, because of the inflation that's happened over the last couple years, the cost to fix cars is up because the labor rate went up 30% or whatever.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the rising tide raises all shit.
It's harder to afford a new car too. So totaling a car, they probably have to pay out more now.
They're paying out more.
Yeah,
they're paying out more, and so in addition, especially in California, there's all this theft, like vehicular theft and damages. So the insurance companies, like, they can't not earn a margin like any business. They have to go to the state to raise rates because there's laws there, like the Fair Act or something they got going on. And like they're getting all this pushback about raising the rates to where they need to be to operate. And so several of them are threatening to leave the state. So then you're going to end up where you can't even get insurance in a lot of places, or the insurance you'll be able to get is going to be really expensive. And what's the consequence of it also is, okay, you can't afford to pay more every month. You're going to raise my rate by 40%. And that means I got to raise my deductible to keep my rate down. So if I ever do get in an accident, I got a $2,500 deductible, Shit. It's just it sucks.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that changes. I don't know if I don't think I've asked TRM, but I don't think they've really made knives that are similar to what I'm looking at. But they did actually, funny story, they reached out to me today about checking out a new knife. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, Hogue does some OEM. This is the thing, guys. Some of the places that do OEM, like Medford, I don't want anything to do with. I'm not just trying to get a knife made, any knife of any quality, or have it look like a Medford, because guess what? If you use Medford, your knife looks like a fucking Medford. they're, you know,
And
we
they're going to be
also
very
have,
expensive.
we also have requirements and expectations of the quality we want in our knives. So yeah, if I just wanted to have any knife made in the US, I'm sure I could get it made. But I
But the
wouldn't be
economics
happy
have
with
to.
it.
And here's the challenge. So you get a knife made by Hogue. Well, Hogue sells the knives they make. So you're going to have to charge more than the Hogue. If you have it made by Hogue, you have to charge more than the Hogue. And then people are like, well, why would I buy that? I could just buy the Hogue. It's like, okay, it's tough. It's tough. And you're now in like a higher price tier. So it becomes a tougher sell.
Medford's making a lot of knives for around $200.
He said that's what he was
going
going
to
to.
an OTF for 5 years.
Well, he got on a live. He got on a live and said he was going to come out with this low priced line. And I was just like, I'm not saying he's not going to do it, but like, how are you going to pull that off? You know,
when is he
like,
going to release the
know.
OTF that he apparently
they've released some batches of it.
It's
No,
freight. It's Fradon lock. Fradon lock. Sorry, it's not freight and lock. Here, I'll pull up. They have a website, I assume.
Yeah, Fradon lock and safe. And like you go to it's not the most intuitive. You go to the website and then you got to go to like the shop page. And
so here's the site. I guess they sell safes. Is that?
Yeah, it's not a knife shop primarily. It's a safe and lock store.
I think I saw something that said knives and shit somewhere.
Go to shop online. That's what you got to do.
Ah, there you go. Knife accessories.
Like
oh, look at that.
I would not expect.
We don't see your other window, Kev.
Oh, fuck. I hate that.
Yeah.
EDC pens. Oh, because that guy went out of business, or he sold his business. He was going to make knives. Whatever happened to that?
They're primarily known as a Spyderco dealer, Fradon Lock. They've been selling Spyderco for a long time.
Well, they're going to be selling Divos, baby.
Yeah.
She said she got a bunch of people recommended us and have told them about us. So thank you to whoever that was. They have Finch, Giant Mouse. Okay. Jack Wolf.
Yep.
Well, they got any good ones?
Just some older stuff.
Sharpshooter. Dude, that's the one I have. Shit, I was about to be like, that one's sexy. It's like, where did I have that one?
Oh, yeah, that's it. She's got some little bros and some sharpshooters.
Ooh.
Those are all out of stock. Oh, she's a laid back.
I got the lava flow. Feel good, Jack.
Oh, there's one laid back.
Yep.
I love
Vampire.
Oh, no, wait, he's got a vampire?
It's out of stock.
No, it's out of stock. But it says it's kind of weird that it's.
They need to pull those down.
They don't just automatically. Got it.
No, they need to pull
them
down.
You mean it's not Shopify?
No.
Everybody just uses Shopify now. It's all so easy, but it's not how all websites are,
No, especially older ones.
But yeah, they seem like good peeps.
They are.
So
I've met her several times at the knife shows. She goes. She'll introduce herself to you.
I think Ben Colin said we actually met her in Atlanta. He said at some dinner or something. So it's safeandlockstore.com.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the chat, guys, for anybody who's interested. If you want to hit them up, trying to get a tall boy, you could try. They also carry Jack Wolf, so you got that too. When I talked to her earlier, I think she did say, I think she said she sold one or two to some. So I think they'll help you out. Shabenza.
In today's market, I don't see a dealer turning down a sale. Nice. It's a 31.
I blame you for this too, you bastard. Because
I don't turn down a sale very often either. If I have the knife and somebody wants it, why wouldn't I fucking sell it? Who are you blaming? Ben?
Yeah, I blame Ben for it. I was talking to him about it, and I was thinking about picking one up.
Because
and
he
he
has
told me I
that
should go
shitty
for it,
on.
and I did, and then I wound up kind of liking it. And I've had it for 7 months, and I've carried the shit out of it.
They're
I've
just
used the
nice,
piss out of
man.
it.
They're just nice.
It's just
They're
a good
nice.
work knife, man. I use it like a work knife.
Yeah,
I
he
use
sold
it.
out. I asked him before he sold out.
I don't find like people will nitpick Sabenzas and stuff. I just think they're really nice and they look good and they feel good and they're not perfect, but
No,
nice.
I don't like the nipple.
Yeah,
It's
not
the
really.
worst thumb stud ever.
I don't
But
like that.
it's
but
not for fidgeting. Like it
No,
opens
it's
fine
not.
when
Yeah, but
you
it's
need it.
not good for not fidgeting either.
If you need to
but
open the
what
knife
got
one
me-
time to use it, it's fine.
But what
pokey.
got me into it though was because when I stopped doing my videos, all I did was carry my Jack Wolf knife. That's all I carried. So I got out of fidgeting. Like I wasn't carrying anything to fidget with at all. And all I did was carry that for like a year and a half. I carried some type of Jack Wolf knife on me. And then I was like, well, okay, why don't I try this out and really give it a fair shake? Because it's not made for
Yeah,
fidgeting.
Brian, that's true.
It's made to be a knife,
Right.
So now that I've had this for like 7 months, I've been kind of looking at getting maybe a small Nkosi to try that out because I like the Sabenza.
I don't like the look of the Nkosi though.
I don't know.
With the
It's a
groove,
little
with
bit
the finger choils and shit. That
from
looks
what I
way
see
cleaner.
on the specs. It's a little bit smaller than the Sabenza, which
What's
I'm
the
okay
steel
with.
on that?
Magna Cut.
Okay, and is it like 63, 64?
Yeah, and
Okay.
this has got the glass blasted titanium.
Because their S35BN ones were like pointless to get because they were so soft. Even for
Right.
me, like
And
I
this-
noticed.
The Insingo blade is like the only blade shape that I really give a shit about. Like I love the
Yeah,
Insingo blade shape.
user wise, it makes the most sense.
Exactly. Like it just works for me.
I mean, I like the knife. I like how it looks. I really don't. I don't mind a good slow roll. I don't know. There's just something. Maybe I got to try it again now that I'm.
I think when I got out of like the whole drop shutty thing, the whole guillotine shit, it kind of changed my perspective because I used to talk mad shit on them, but once I got out of the whole, I mean, I still appreciate like a drop shutty blade. Like I like that. I still like to enjoy something like that, but it's
South
not my
African knives
main.
are sick, dude.
It's not my main like driving point. Yeah, I saw the Ghoul is coming out soon. I'm like, what? Oh, you got the Trevor Berger?
South African knives are sick, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yep, they are. Those guys have the look. I think the Sabenza, the lines, I like the drop point too. I like them all, but I'm just not as picky as you are, Kevin. First of all, like I just think this shit's sexy. The proportions, the curves, like it's
a good looking knife.
I think
Chamois is a sexy.
Yeah, for me, it never had anything to do with like the looks. At the time, I just wanted guillotine. I wanted fidget toy. I wanted all that. Right. Nowadays, I just want a knife for a knife. And this I carry at work. I carry everywhere, and I use the absolute shit out of it. And it's just been great. I don't even want knives now, really. When I'm shopping for a knife, I don't even look for anything on bearings. I look for shit with washers nowadays,
Full circle, bud.
Yeah, dude. I'm really going 180 back to my roots and what I used to carry kind of thing.
Yep. So, that's the journey of a collector. Have you thought about releasing more knives with wood? Yes. There's not as many choices. We went to use ebony one time and it shrunk real bad and we had to like pivot in the middle of production. So I'm gun shy on that. Could you guys hear me clear? Because I'm hearing Chris coming in kind of choppy, but I just want to know if you guys can hear me.
You're fine.
Okay. Maybe it's just my earbuds at this point.
He's fine too. He's just like
now you're coming through choppy, Kev, so it's probably just me. Hold on.
No, I'm talking to myself. That was my bad.
Yeah.
I think it's my earbuds.
He just went, oh, dude, I ordered the new ones already.
There's new ones?
Yeah, they did their release earlier this week. I'm gonna try to get the new iPhone tomorrow.
What are the buds called, and what's new about them?
AirPods 4, baby. And they're do you like the in-ear Pro kind or the regular kind that just sits like?
No, I gotta have those.
I'm not an Apple guy.
Okay, so I think they came out with AirPod Pro 2 or something last year.
That's these.
Yeah, so they released the AirPod 4, which is the upgraded version of the standard kind, but now they have noise canceling. They have the pass-through thing. I forget what it's called. They have
mode.
They have a thing where when you're transparent. They have a thing where when you're like talking to somebody, it quiets down, and then when you stop talking, it comes back up.
Yeah.
So I got those. They're like 180, and then the basic ones without noise canceling and stuff are 129. Like they're such a steal, dude. AirPods are stupid.
I use these. I use them every day. Like literally, I use them every day.
I lost my AirPods 3 after Blade Show. When I got home, I don't know what the fuck happened. And I was like, I was gonna get new ones. I had 3 pairs. I have 2 pairs of AirPods. No, I have an AirPod 1, 2, and 3. Lost the 3. The 1 is like fucking dunzo, and the 2 is okay, but like, you know, I want the nicer ones. And I was gonna get 3s again. Then I was like, are they coming out with new ones? So I waited till they dropped these. And they charge USB-C, and they charge on a wireless thing, which is like an Apple Watch charger will work. So they did do a new AirPods Max, I think, like the big boys.
I had a pair of those. I gave them to Donnie. I'm more of a Buds guy.
Yeah, I don't think they did a new in-ear one. I hate those, dude. I don't like the rubber shit in my ear canal.
They're perfect. You get a good seal. But hey,
yeah, no, like it makes me feel weird. Like makes me feel like I'm underwater, kind of.
Yeah,
I just don't like that.
Quiet,
yeah, and then they dropped a new Apple Watch. They have a titanium one now. That's pretty dope. And then the new iPhone 16 or whatever. So my plan is to grab that tomorrow, and then I'm going to use the one I got last year as my like channel camera phone because I've been using a 12 Pro for that, and it kind of sucks.
Well, yeah. I'm half deaf and an Android guy, so
yeah. They make AirPods cases with non-magnetic lids. I work sound metal all day, and they always end up getting messed up.
I don't know. Someone asked about
just gotta put a weird case on
about the wood. That gunslinger, we did that in the ironwood. I'll tell you guys right now, I don't think you'll ever see that again because I had too many of those crack. And it was the wood was thin, and by the lock bar, not always in that same spot, but I had like 10 or 12 of them where a scale cracked, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. The rosewood is good to go. Had essentially no problems with that. But that ironwood, that's a one and done, fellas.
Mick, I have $2 headphones that'll do that. You just don't use them for a week.
No, I guess I could do
a week of work. Sorry. What you do is you go take a piss, and then you come back and hope we're on a different topic.
Yeah, exactly. Get yourself something to eat.
Yeah, I should do the giveaway. I wanted to show you guys all the knives I got in this week, but I have a shit ton of them though, so probably not the time now at 12:12.
That black one's sick.
Ben, when's the next batch of vampires coming, huh?
I don't know, Ed. I don't know.
You get it? Ed C?
Oh. EDC.
There you go. Oh, no. So you use it 24/7. So they last for 24 times 7. That's a long-ass time, dude. And you don't sleep at all? It's crazy. Shocks.
The good thing about the AirPods is if you're an Apple guy, they play really nice with your phone. And they I don't think they they are the best of any one thing, but it's just an all around. I like them for phone calls. That's what.
Dude, you ever have them where they get to a point where one doesn't connect?
No.
So I've had, I don't know, I don't think it happened with my AirPods 3, but my AirPods, like the first ones and the AirPods 2, I don't know if the one side would start just getting old or something, but like I'll put them in and one of them won't connect. So I'll play and then it'll only come out of one ear. And I'm like, motherfucker. And I check and then that one's not connected. So when that starts happening, I'm fucking done. I'm like, I need a new pair or something because that'll drive you nuts, dude, trying to get that to work. Then you have to put them both back in the case, try to take them back out. That doesn't work. You got to reset the whole thing. It's so annoying.
Yeah, no, I don't have that. I'd be at the Apple store, lickety split, like either sell.
I've had it happen with multiple pairs, so I think it's like an earlier gen thing.
Yeah, I've had good luck. My daughter can't seem to maintain a pair for very long. She leaves them around and the dogs chew them. Like they'll chew them in 5 minutes of her leaving one on the floor. Damn it. So she's usually got one.
Yeah, I mean, it's $130 or whatever.
They're like, I think they're $80 to replace one. Or $60 or something. Because you can go buy a single bud.
Yeah, that's probably why they don't connect right, because
I don't know.
that might be it actually, because I had to replace one once. Maybe that's what happened.
I've been really happy with them. I like them for phone calls, man.
Yeah,
like
Bluetooth.
Free phone calls during the day. It's great. Because I pace around when I'm on the phone, and I don't want to be doing this for an hour.
Apple Care is a lifesaver for kids with AirPods.
Man, the walk and talk on these is good. They are a bear trap for sure.
What's the size on that? Like, what's the overall?
4 inches close, 3-inch blade.
It's it's the biggest one from the original releases, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
like the same, basically the same size as like the Big Bro.
Big Bro,
Yes.
yeah.
yeah, but it's bigger across.
Yeah,
on the
it's a
top and
thicker
bottom.
boy.
So it's wider.
Okay. Just
Look at the distance on each side of the pivot screw compared to the
Gotcha.
Yeah, Grady, you like smaller knives. I don't know if it's perfect. If it's a,
I love the Big Bro, Jack.
If you like the Big Bro, you'll like this.
yeah, you should be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
It feels a little like bigger in a sense, not
This would be
longer or
Be a
anything.
good knife for working in the warehouse for sure.
That's
You're
true.
not going to feel like you're compromising with something kind of small that you're,
No, I love the Big Bro Jack for like the overall length. You just said
Yeah.
it's just wider, right? Just a little bit
Yeah.
wider.
Yeah,
It's nice having the extra blade length. I was cutting some cardboard down before the live with it, and it's a freaking laser beam.
Okay.
Freaking laser beam.
get that perp.
I do like it. But now I'm just like, fuck, man. Do I want to get that? Or do I want to wait until October?
The walk
But
and
then I
talk
saw
on the
his-
AirPod
Then I
case.
saw this stupid elephant leather, and then I was like, damn it. Now I kind of want to get that with the elephant leather.
They need to put a half stop on the AirPod case.
That is hilarious.
Mm,
Hit me up, Chris. Hit me up tomorrow.
Yeah, the little bro is awesome, Kathleen.
I'll hit you up.
That rosewood looks sick too.
Yeah, these jump around real good.
Yo, let me get that. What up, dude? Sorry you're having a rough week, brother.
So yeah, Kev, one thing you mentioned earlier, we didn't talk about it. The black leather slip. Hold that sucker up.
Oh,
So this is what we're doing. So if you buy a Benny's clip from jackwolfknives.com, any Benny's clip. So whether it's the Steel series or a premium series, I'm throwing in a black leather slip that's USA made. We're calling it the
Oh,
Shane
shit.
Cable Special.
Okay.
But actually, in all seriousness, Taylor Cortez made those, and
Yeah,
so
good dude.
the Steel series doesn't come with a slip. So if you buy from Jack Wolf Knives, you'll have a slip day one.
and
if
it's
you
a
buy
nice
one of-
slip.
it's nice. And if you buy one of the premium ones, you'll get the included brown slip and a black slip. So now you can match it to your shoes.
Shit. It is a very good slip. I've been carrying it in this guy all week.
It's an upgrade from the included ones than the included brown ones for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's thinner. That's my whole thing. Is
And the material's a little nicer, you know. I think it's a little bit higher quality material. Like I'll sell those on my website. They'll be, what did I think, around $30.
Right.
It's like a $30 value. Purpose of the slip, protect the knife. That's exactly the purpose of the slip. And I think it also, just from a, an enjoyment standpoint, it's kind of nice to have leather in your pocket. You take it out, it feels good. Get the knife out, keeps lint out of the knife. It keeps this is kind of a sharp edge right here when it's closed, and this can actually tear up your pocket if you're raw dogging it. So helps that.
There we go. Hashtag tall boy for the giveaway, guys. If you want to get in, hashtag tall boy.
Excuse me.
But it's taking up the whole screen. I do not like this. But this doesn't work, of course. Why wouldn't that work? Oh.
I think by now you know.
There goes Chris.
I think by now you know how to use StreamYard.
I can create a template. That's what I'm going to do now.
I'm tired, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why I started.
I still need to shower.
Started the process.
I showered before I even got on, dude. I had so much swamp ass from the warehouse. It was ridiculous.
That would be, how funny of a knife name would that be? Swamp ass.
Dude, I take credit for that.
The Divo swamp ass.
I take credit for that. The Divo swamp ass.
The swamp ass.
I want to create a lubricant that you put on that, or for like
rust repellent,
whatever, and call it the swamp ass repellent.
There we go.
Jay said, Jay asked what the next Steel Series knife would be. Jay, I don't ever reveal what's coming next, so you'll just have to wait with bated breath.
Steel Series swamp ass.
What's up? Yeah. So I know that story. So yeah, she went to the Apple store and there's some knife dudes working there. And for whatever reason, it came up in conversation.
Nice.
Welcome to the live stream, my friend.
Can you guys get me some AirPod 4s?
Put Kevin on a blacklist, please.
No, can you wait till after tomorrow? Trying to grab that iPhone that I don't need.
Big Gritty used to be on some vape shows. No.
What? Oh, that's
Do
funny.
a Divo chamois, yeah.
The swamp ass would have to be LMAX or something super corrosion resistant. Yeah, it'd have to have like a plastic yellow handle like the Salt series. What's that called when people mix a bunch of drinks together? Isn't that called a frat boy? Like when you take
we used to have one here, or we do, I just don't go to bars, where they take, it's disgusting. They take the liquid from that tray where they dump all the drinks, like where they're empty and everything.
It's all good. Let me get that.
Put it in a shot glass, and it's called, I forget what it's called. I think it's called the Jersey Shore or something like that.
Gross.
It's disgusting, dude. Yeah, fuck that.
Oh, how many entries you got there? I can't see. It's too small.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted the hashtag to be up so people could see it.
That's okay.
101. Fuck.
That's pretty good.
So what happens when you offer up a 80s tall boy? The rag shot. Yeah, no, that's what it is. That's right. Yeah. They soak the rag in it, and then they squeeze the rag into a shot glass. That's what it is.
Gross.
You're right.
It's either a
Ugh,
good way to build your immune system or end up in the hospital.
disgusting, dude. You have 4 more likes than you got people in the live stream. Oh, nice. We actually got likes on this one. Cool. Normally we don't get any, but that's because different people come in and leave and come in and leave. So, I mean, you technically you could have 1,000 likes on a live stream with 100 people if it went on long
Swamp
enough.
Bass is the next. Jack Wolf is LC200 in. Nice.
It's called a suicide. It's just called different shit in different places. That's all. The Jersey Turnpike. I think that might be what it was.
But you should call that crocodile leather slip. Call it Swamp Bass.
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, call it Swamp Bass.
Ew, dude.
Ooh.
That's great.
Smokey's panty shot. Ugh.
I used the Beats. Wait, where was it? I used the Beats Power Beats Pro. I like them better than the AirPods. They still have the Apple chip. Yeah, because Apple owns Beats. Those are in ear though, right? Or over the head style.
I've never tried any other ones.
Yeah, me neither. I have some coming actually because I work with a brand called Rolling Square. They make these charging cords that have all these different connectors. They're really cool, which I guess is starting to go out because everything's USB-C now. But they make headphones. They're called Hyphens or something. So they sent me some of those to check out.
Another thing I really like about the AirPods, or just anything in that form factor, is traveling. You know, so it's like, now I don't have to travel with headphones. I just got this little thing in my pocket.
That's what I use them for the most, is traveling. Or if I'm walking. Dude, I got home today from picking up my daughter, and I'm standing outside in the driveway, and this dude is walking down the sidewalk across the street. Like, I live on a cul-de-sac, and I live at the, like, corner where the street is, and then you turn into the cul-de-sac. So he's, like, on the other side. But anyway, he's walking, and he's got, like, old R&B, rap, whatever, like Biggie or whatever, just going full blast on his phone as he's walking by. And he's like looking around, like, you know, I know what he's doing. He's like, he thinks he's cool. And he's like looking to see who can see him fucking playing his cool music or whatever. It was fucking stupid. And I'm just thinking, like, dude, get some fucking headphones. Like, are you kidding me? You just walk around the neighborhood blasting music. And, like, it just seems so silly to me. Like, all you're telling me is you're broke as fuck and you can't get headphones, or you're an idiot. And it's probably the latter. Probably both. Probably both. Hashtag titty boy. Just so you know, that won't work.
All right, let's do the drawing, sir.
No, I agree more earbuds. Draw. What do you want me to draw? You want me to, like, get crayons or something? How do you say crayon? Crayon?
Crayon. Like the berry.
Like a fucking Michigan nut.
Totally.
Do you say root beer?
No, root.
You must be from the outskirts of Detroit or something.
That's a fact.
in the farmland in Michigan, they call it root beer.
Or like the thing on the top of your house is your roof.
Yeah, roof. All right, I'll pull it.
You know what's from that part of Michigan is Melissa Backwoods.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she says Jack Wolf knives.
Oh God. Horrible. Where is it?
Pick a winner already.
Where is it? I just want you to know who's your knife guy. Asking me to pull a winner or asking if the giveaway is still happening makes me want to do it less. Like, that stuff makes me want to take even longer.
I know.
Since Ben's asking, I'm gonna do it. And yes, it's because I'm a Petty asshole. That's correct. I love those people who come in and they're like, is the giveaway happening? Are you still doing a giveaway? Like, yes, but you're not entered.
We will draw again if you win.
John the engineer. That's a new one for me.
Yeah. John, you got to tell us what kind of engineer you are, where you went to engineering school.
Yeah, or you can't get the knife.
If you really work at Walmart, you'd be super pissed.
I'm just kidding.
Right.
Here's my email, John. I put it in the chat. Shoot me an email with your address. I will get your 80s tall boy out to you, man. Shout out to John the engineer.
Someone said he drives a train. Yep, it could be that kind.
Whoa, what the hell I do there? What the hell you say? Mechanical.
I train this morning on the way to work. It was one of those
engineers. They don't even count.
Stopped and then
I'm just
backed
kidding.
up. Hated that shit.
You know what's a staggering statistic is how many like vehicles get struck by trains going across train tracks. It's like an ungodly amount.
Really?
Oh, you should like look it up. You'll be shocked.
How many what?
How many vehicles are hit by trains trying to cross?
You mean how many retards there are in this
Yeah.
country?
Pretty much.
Wow.
I'm just kidding, John. I don't know other engineers. I know civil engineers, I guess.
I've worked with a lot of civil engineers before.
But yeah, I don't know.
Annual.
Yeah,
train.
I know, man. We'll work on it, and there might be another small drop at some point. So, all right, this is what we're gonna do. One last question for Ben, and then we're gonna get out of here. All right? Kathleen has a question.
Okay, Kathleen, I'm a big fan. Does rosewood handle need to be oiled? I would say I'd be more focused on what not to do to the rosewood handle. Like don't put rubbing alcohol on it, you know? And I would just think the natural oil of your hands from just handling it should be fine, especially in our climate. Kathleen's from around here. Now, if you wanted to put something on it, I would actually recommend like a wax product, like Wicked Wax is real good, or Renaissance Wax. I wouldn't oil it personally. I would stick with some kind of wax. Yeah.
Okay. And shout out to Robbie for the super chat.
Robbie's a stud, dude. Robbie's a good guy. He's the kind of guy you want in the community. He supports makers. He participates in the Facebook groups. He's in the buy-sell trade. Like, Robbie's a good dude. Props
Wait,
to
was this
Robbie.
the guy you were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Robbie Mills.
Robbie's a
everybody.
stud.
And if you're looking for a knife on the secondary,
Yeah, Robbie's got 3 knives. He posted for sale, and it's
Robbie's
crickets.
got
He's trying to figure out what's going on. Robbie,
Yeah.
that's what we were talking about.
well,
I was
hey,
talking
well,
about
hold on. Let's wait 1 minute. Let Robbie tell us what he's got for sale right now, and then we'll go on. Robbie, you want to pitch your 3 knives?
Yeah. Come on, Robbie. Let's get them sold.
He probably left.
Maybe.
He's probably like somebody told him we were talking about him, so he came over. And now he's gone.
He's been in the chat for 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed it. Wait, he was in the chat when you were telling me about him,
Shortly after.
and then somebody said he got kicked out of a group or something.
And then he came in and said, like, hey, why are you bringing up something that happened like years ago?
Oh,
And then the guy, I don't think ever had a response.
nice.
How many cars do you think are struck by trains a year in the United States? Like, don't just pick a massive number. Like, realistically, how many times do you think that happens a year?
5,000.
About 2,200.
Fuck.
Well, it's
Wow.
a big. I mean, there's a lot of people.
That's a lot, man. For something that's utterly avoidable, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like an accident in an intersection. We're talking about there's a train coming.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
like,
still
there's
guessing.
things that come down and like lights blink.
They're
Right.
still guessing. So there must be a lag. Pitt said 2,500.
Yeah, he's
Neb
close.
said 25.
Yeah,
Those are close. 10,000.
no.
Grizzle Bear says, I was going to say 2,300.
But it's like, okay, that should happen to many people in the United States. I don't know, 200-300 times a year, something like that. You know, like
Where I moved to, I cross over like 6 railroad tracks a day now.
really.
Yeah, dude. And that's all I hear now is trains all day long.
Nice.
I got caught by one this morning. I was super pissed because it was one of those where it stops and then it just sits there and then it backs the fuck up or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God. All I want to do is go to McDonald's and get breakfast and then go to work.
There's always an argument between there's always an argument between the railroads and the cities.
Robbie, do you want to sell your knives?
Crossing.
Let us know what they are or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
But think of how expensive it is to build a above grade railroad crossing. Like,
yeah,
it's loot. And the trains don't like the cars either, dude, because they don't want to hit them. Screws up, ruins the day for the railroad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, of course.
But no one wants to pay for the above grade crossings.
They'd rather hit people than cars.
Oh man, right. Can you imagine the splatter?
I don't think Robbie's gonna. He came in and made a joke, but
I don't know.
All right.
Let's land the plane.
Yeah, maybe those knives are gone already. You know. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate it. Thank you again for buying Tall Boys and Divo knives. I appreciate it. And spend some money on Jack Wolf's tomorrow. I guess Jack Wolf knives.
Yes, that makes it easier. That makes it easier.
Yeah, anything you guys want to say before we he finally mentioned one knife. Gen 4 Arius 550. That's a good price.
That's a really good price.
Robbie's got deals, man.
It's 5 really actually, price. He says. Okay, yeah. I think we're getting them now. Maybe he thought I was being sarcastic or something.
Well, he probably missed the first part of the conversation. Derek, I live in Arizona now. I've lived here for 25 years.
Large Sabenza.
Carbon fiber ton.
Carbon fiber tan. Damn,
that's another good deal. That's another really good deal.
Are you going to get that?
Shit.
I just gave somebody a dark matter copper Sabenza scale, large Sabenza scale. Nice. Get Good Screw sent it to me. Said he had 5, so I'm, I'm waiting. He's got a Nimble DLC with green Timascus kit, $300. Hell yeah! If you want the Timascus, that's a good deal. If you just want the knife, it's retail. So.
Everybody's
what else you got?
Deals.
I know. I'm like looking. I'm like, what else does he have? Shit.
And just remember, he's on Facebook, so you can probably look him up under his name. He's got a first production Nimble glass blasted for $250. That's interesting. Okay, one more. Ben's over there like, I gotta go. He's dying. I don't have to. I drank 3 seltzers, but I still don't have to piss, so I'm good.
This guy wants to go to bed too. It's past his bedtime.
Yeah, I need a snack.
I gotta be up in like 4 hours.
Which means I'll be up for another however many hours.
Yeah, it took my
Arcane
kid to
Crawler with BGM Regrind Hollow 250. That's a great price. Those are 350 new, and you got a BGM Regrind.
Robbie's got homie prices, dude.
Yeah,
He does. He likes
Robbie,
to
drop
move-
a email or something wherever you want people to contact you, and then I'm gonna shut this down. So hopefully anybody interested will hit you up, or if they see this later, they'll have your email.
Look at that pup.
Hey, dude. What's up, dude?
It's Oscar.
Okay, I was gonna say, hey man, I'm about to have my own Oscar in the house.
I appreciate you naming your son after my dog.
Did you spell it with a K though?
Nah,
Yeah, you're not
we're
cool
not
like
the
that.
Germans around here.
When's our due date,
He's
Kev?
interested. He says, I'm here. You have an email, Robbie, for Derek? He just said, I'm here. We're trying to be gone. Maybe he doesn't want to give up his email to everybody in a live stream.
That's reasonable.
Everybody has my email, which does suck some days. When I get the Temu, do you want to collaborate? We're from Temu, and I'm like, no. As soon as I see Temu, I fucking shut it off. All right. Well, he's on Facebook. Maybe Ben can get me an email address for Derek. Derek has my cell, so
We'll figure it out. Where there's a will, there's a way.
yeah. But first thing we're gonna do is go to sleep.
Yeah.
I think he is behind in the live. That's a good point. He's probably like 10 minutes back.
Right.
All right. Later, guys.
Later.
Peace.